HCTV Sports is supported by the Spool House. From prom to weddings, let us suit your formal wear needs.
Making the play.
He gets the pin. Raiders are clawing their way back in this game.
Just snipes one.
It's over. Safe. Oh my God!
Did you see that?
Great diving play.
He's hit a touchdown. Hastings Raiders win the ball game.
Welcome to Hastings High School, where tonight we have a double header of wrestling coming your way. Our Hastings Raiders are going to take on the Forest Lake Rangers in a double header of wrestling action. We're going to start off with the girls here at 6 o'clock, and then after that match we'll have our boys taking on the Rangers. I'm Kyle Kreiser, as always, joined by Mitch Sheeman. Mitch, we have a top 10 showdown with our Hastings Raiders taking on the Forest Lake Rangers. You can see the rankings as of January 22nd. Those rankings are going to change, and they're going to change fast.
Absolutely, they're going to change. After a huge weekend for Hastings, going into the unofficial, they always call it, but the state dual tournament for the girls, Hastings coming out on top, winning that. I'm going to see that name jump straight up to number one.
Yeah.
As well deserved that they are.
And what you were talking about is the Minnesota Wrestling Coaches Association runs a team state tournament. Unofficial, as you said, but to those ladies, it is darn official.
Well, and to everybody else who understands wrestling and knows wrestling, that is the state tournament. They welcome the biggest teams and the best teams in the state to that one tournament, and Hastings came out on top.
And what's cool about that is we have the last two winners of the state tournament, the first and the second state champs of all time, facing off. Forest Lake won it last year. Our Raiders won it this year. Our Raiders have been red hot. We're going to go through weight by weight, talk about the weight classes, kind of where we see the matches going. We got a little bit of time before the duel starts, so we're going to start at 100 pounds. The Raiders are going to send out 9th grader Sammy Allen. She's been wrestling awesome this year. She's 22-10, taking on Isla Davis from the Forest Lake Rangers, a 7th grader. You think advantage Hastings in this one?
Absolutely, and Sammy's been wrestling really, really well for the Raiders this year. She's got state tournament aspirations, especially now that they've expanded the state tournament to get in the top 16 girls in the state. She's got those aspirations, but when you start with a hammer like Sammy, it'll help the Raiders.
And then we go up to 106 pounds, where the Raiders are going to send out most likely Dariana Kelly, could be Kiera Pelinger, two sophomores, both pretty talented, but unfortunately they're going to take the mat against Annika Blasco. The Blasco name synonymous with girls wrestling. Annika's ranked number 4 at 112 pounds, but she's been wrestling a lot of 106. Forest Lake's probably going to be favored in that match.
For sure, especially as an all-state wrestler coming in. Blasco is well known, especially up in Forest Lake. That is a hammer at 106.
And her dad, Chris, the head coach for Forest Lake as well. At 112, the Raiders are going to send out sophomore Sabrina Chudzik. It's kind of come out of nowhere this year and has been wrestling awesome. She's also 22-10. She's going to take on Rhea Hunter, a junior, a first-year wrestler, pretty talented though in their own right. I think the Raiders feel like they have the advantage in that one.
For sure, and Rhea Hunter being 500 on the season in your first year on a varsity mat, that's impressive.
The one that I circled, 118 pounds. The senior, the lone senior for the Raiders, is going to take the mat, Ellie Levine. She's currently ranked number 5 on 124 pounds. She's actually been wrestling at 118, though. She's been wrestling awesome. She's going to take the mat against Remington Jerkovich, a 10th grader, super athletic kid, multi-sport athlete, who's 20-8. And Remington, I know, wants to crack the state rankings. She has yet to do it. Tonight, she beats Ellie, which is a hard task to do. She could very well do that.
For sure, and as you're sitting there looking at the screen, you see Ellie on the far right there. She was a big leader in that state tournament last weekend and definitely started the big dominoes coming. They were absolute hammers from 118 all the way to 136 all weekend long.
Yeah, both the Levine name and the Jerkovich name you're going to hear a lot, because those are big wrestling names for both Forest Lake and Hastings. Then we go up to 124 pounds, where Olivia Levine, the younger Levine, is going to be taking the mat, most likely against either Brianna Steven or Neva Steven. One of the Steven girls is going to take the mat against Olivia. I'm going to guess it's probably going to be Brianna. The Raiders feel confident that they can get potentially bonus points in that match.
Yep, you got to get bonus, and it's a good spot to start at 124 pounds. We'll see what Olivia's got going on.
And the next two weight classes are crucial. Coin flip matches at 130 pounds. The Raiders are most likely going to send out talented 9th grader, Leighton Robinson, stellar athlete who's just learning the sport of wrestling in her 2nd year. She's going to probably take the mat against Rebecca Jensen, another 9th grader. So this is going to be a very big swing match at 130 pounds.
Yep, and my match that I have circled is 136 pounds with Adriana Dolberg going out there. She's having a fantastic year, but then on the flip side, you have the Forest Lake Rangers. They throw out Aaliyah Robbins in and out of the rankings all year long. I believe Adriana's ranked number 9. Aaliyah's been in and out of the rankings. That's my highlight match of the
Yeah, and I think you nailed it. That is going to be the match of the night. Who knows what's going to happen? That could dictate really the dual meet, because Forest Lake is super tough in the next couple weights. At 142 pounds, the Raiders are most likely going to send out Ellie Versland. She's going to take on the number 8 ranked Jamie Peterson. Peterson probably favored in that match.
Yeah, Ellie's been wrestling some hammers for the Raiders.
Yeah, and at 148 pounds, Emma Taylor, who's an 8th grader, going to take on Bella Carlson, the ranked 11th grader. So you have 2 ranked wrestlers for Forest Lake. Then at 155 pounds, Avery Levine's going to take the mat for the Raiders, most likely. She's going to probably be favored unless they bump up Bella Carlson. It'll be interesting to see what they do there. At 170 pounds, the Raiders are going to send out Lily Watts. She's going to take on most likely Savannah Stans. And then it gets interesting at 190 pounds. Alexis Fahey, the talented wrestler, the senior, is ranked number 7. And she's either going to bump up to a heavyweight, or she might take on Lily Watts or Adriana Contreras from the Raiders. So it's definitely a chess match. We'll see what happens here, but anything can happen in tonight's duel. We're going to get started as our captains go out there. You can see Ellie Levine for the Raiders shaking hands with their head coach, Chris Blasco. Could be an interesting night. Yeah. Either way, the last 2 state champions going head-to-head here.
This is going to be a fun duel to watch, and it's going to really take a turn at one point, either for one team or the other, going through those middle weights, right? If you're 155 pounds for the Raiders, you want to keep Avery off of Bella Carlson as much as you possibly can. Carlson is a hammer. So
don't be surprised. The Raiders might have a lead going into about 142 pounds, and then things are going to change a little bit. Expect the Raiders to be up early, and that gap's going to close. It might come down to that kind of chess match of where we're going to put certain kids.
Yep. And that's why when you just saw our viewers saw that flip at the beginning of that match. It tells the team who has to present first. So if you win the flip, a lot of times duels, really, really tight duels, can come down to the flip. Who has to present first?
All right, so we're going to go out to their first weight class tonight. It's Sammy Allen, the talented freshman, relatively new to the sport. She's 22-10 though in her 2nd year wrestling. She was 9th at the Bi-States, taking on Isla Davis, a first-year athlete, but also a multi-sport athlete who is also on the swim and dive team. Talk about juggling multiple sports, and also a gymnast as well.
And you look at swim and dive. They have muscles in other places that you don't really know. It doesn't look like that we have to worry about that one though.
All right, so they're going to forfeit at 100 pounds, which means we're going to go all the way up to 106 pounds. Let's see what the Raiders do here. They're going to send out Kira Pelinger. Let's see if they send out Isla Davis. Looks like this is Isla Davis, so they're going to actually bump up Davis to 106 pounds, which means Annika Blasco is going to bump up to 112. So a little bit different. We looked at the weigh-ins here. Isla Davis weighing a little bit heavier. All right, here we go in the action.
Now you're looking for Kira. She kind of gets to set the duel up. This will be fun. You have a couple of wrestlers that might be newer to the sport, a 7th grader in Isla Davis going up against Kira Pellinger, a 10th grader. We'll see if that experience kind of takes over with Kira.
Pellinger's definitely improved a lot from last year. Didn't win a ton last year. This year she's having a lot more success. She's in on a single. She tries to circle behind.
I like that tripod. I just want her to get that lock on the ground. Oh,
switches to a double, drives across. She gets the takedown.
Nicely done.
Early 3-point takedown for Pellinger. What I love about tonight, an all-girls duel, it's very rare that you see 2 teams of the full lineup going at it here. 2 top 10 ranked teams here in Hastings. And if you're wondering why we have wrestling noise in the background, there are 3 matches going on at once. The JV match is kind of on the far mat. Our varsity boys are currently taking on Menominee, crossing the border here at the same time.
Now I'm looking right here at Kira. I like the motion on top. With that chin drop, though, she's just got to create just a little bit of space. Isla Davis in on a double.
Good hips, though, by Pellinger as she stays behind the hips. To your point, though, she gave her a heavy dose of hips as she switches over to a Butcher.
Go right to a half here.
Boy, if Pelinger could pick up this pin, this would be huge for the Raiders. They need this match.
She's working that. Isla Davis is working that arm through. I'd like that Kira goes right back to a regular half.
I think she's going to do it to find more success if she can get out to a 90-degree angle here and flatten
either that
those shoulders down.
Or she's got to throw both of her legs in.
Down to about 10 seconds. See if Pelinger can get this pin. She's close to it.
Now
short time.
We have seen several duels now with this is, I believe this is one of 5 female refs in all of Minnesota as a varsity ref. I've seen her ref certain times or in different meets. She takes a little bit longer on a pin call.
Yeah, she does.
So she wants to see both of those shoulders down for a little bit of time.
If you're wondering what happened in this match, she had an illegal move, so she had kind of a headlock position, but the arm slipped out, so they give a penalty point to Isla Davis. See that takedown one more time, that sweep single. She tries to circle behind, then decides to switch it up, step up with that left leg, and drives across with that double. That's a good finish by Pelinger.
Yes.
And once she stepped up with that leg, it was lights out, takedown.
And it brought her head to the outside as well, and she just went with it.
All right, so after one period, it's 7-1 in favor of Pelinger. Pellinger's choice, she's going to go down. Pelinger comes from a wrestling family. Her father was a wrestler, and her older brother, Lucas, was also a wrestler for the Raiders as well. So generational wrestlers, the Pelinger family.
Yeah, for sure, wrestling's in the blood. So she's been around the mat. She was down in the middle school as a manager, and then jumped up once she hit the high school. She really started growing.
Quite a few managers that transition over to wrestling. Kind of a good start for some of these ladies to at least get to know the sport.
Yep.
Good sit and turn series as Pellinger's up to her feet, quickly turns away. She gets the 1-point escape.
I like the movement there. She went from a stand to a sit, back to the stand. She got the one. Now she's sitting.
Nice shot there by Pelinger. Goes low on those ankles. Drives across, gets a takedown. What an awesome graphic by our HCTV program. I love that they have the names personalized tonight. Hunter and his crew. Oh, look at that pancake off that Butcher. That was sick.
Yeah, Hunter and his crew getting better every single match. Just like the girls right now, getting better every single match. Gotta love HCTV.
Yeah, and there's few local television stations that do as great of a job. And goes back to that pancake position. Just walks out front with that Butcher. She's going to get some near fall. She's got a 2 count. For our wrestling fans at home, anytime you get 2 swipes on that call and then she fights off her back, she's going to get that 2-point near fall. Oh, she switches off. Nicely done by Pelinger. See if she can pick up this pin.
She needs to scoop the head. Isla Davis is very good at balancing on that head and keeping those shoulder blades up. That's what she's doing right now. And you can't see it from that angle. It's a little tougher.
She can switch to a half, though. She might get that.
You just got to lift up that head.
That'll be a tech fall for Pelinger as she picks up the 4 near fall. So that'll take it to 17-1. Anytime a match is greater than 15 points, 15 or more, that'll be a technical fall. So Pelinger will pick up 5 key points for the Raiders as we head up to the next weight class.
Absolutely love that. When you score in all 3 positions, neutral, you score from bottom, you score from top, it's always a good feeling to dominate a match.
All right, so that'll take us up to 114 pounds, where the Raiders looks like they're going to send out Trinity Yates. Trinity, a junior. She's 13-8 on the season. Looks like she's going to be taking on Annika Blasco. We'll double check here, but that does look like Trinity that's warming up and getting ready to go. So again, Trinity Yates taking the mat against Annika Blasco. Blasco, a senior, she's currently ranked number 4 in the state. She's 29-4 on the year. Blasco, a team captain. She was 6th at the state tournament last year. She's currently ranked 4th, as we mentioned. What's even more impressive than her wrestling, she's a 4.2 GPA. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So she knows what she's doing both on and off the mat.
I think I had a 4.2 GPA with a 12-point skill, though.
That sounds right up your alley.
Yeah. You know, the Wisconsin GPA is slightly different.
Well, once you came over to Minnesota, that's when your GPA started going up.
Sure. Blasco close to a takedown as she spins behind. Yates has to fight her arm through, but she's on her back.
Nice fight there. I like the way Annika goes to that ankle on that takedown.
Man, a lot of fans in the audience tonight. We have a triangular meet going on, like we mentioned, with Menominee and Forest Lake in our house. Blasco looking for a tilt.
Just got to be careful of those wrists. Going right into that claw ride. That's where you kind of keep that left hand up by the trap.
Blasco comes from a wrestling family. Her father, Chris, is going to be in the corner for the Rangers. You can see him with a hat on as if we kind of glance out a little bit. You can see him right there in the corner. Older sister Aspen, one of the most decorated wrestlers in Forest Lake history, if not Minnesota State history. Cool story about the Forest Lake Hastings connection. They actually have 2 girls wrestling at Grand Valley State. Skylar Little Soldier and Aspen Blasco both out there right now. And her father, Chris, said they were tuning in tonight to watch some wrestling, which is even cooler.
Absolutely. 2 girls that really did a lot for Minnesota wrestling.
They put Minnesota wrestling on the map for sure.
Gets that turn. See, you can see that reverse half is deep, just losing it here. But she had the right idea, right? Elevate that head.
Trinity Yates, very flexible. She doesn't give up a lot of pins. We'll update the score in a little bit because she did have some back points on that. But Trinity Yates really fighting hard off her back. You can see the Raiders with an early 11-0 lead.
Yep, and it looks like it's 7-0 going into the second period, I believe.
Now, if Annika's anything like her sister, she might be very flexible. If you remember anything about her older sister, Aspen, she was very, very flexible. Not uncommon for her to do the splits in a match. All right, Trinity Yates will go on top in the second period.
And if you're sitting here, you're just trying to bide your time, right? Do as much as you can.
Blasco in on a switch position.
Oh,
she's going to get the switch plus more.
Trinity's just got to work her shoulder through smart right there. She did look like she got a couple of back points here. There's 2 of them. Goes right to a butcher position.
She's going to switch off to a cradle, though. Blasco, very, very talented kid. Unsure if she's going to wrestle in college as well. Didn't get the update from their coach. My guess, so with a GPA like that, she probably can go wherever she wants.
Yeah, she kind of has the pick of her litter, right?
Trinity Yates been around the mat for a long time. She's one of the few girls wrestlers that wrestled when in her youth. She knows positioning.
I like her movement. Right now, she's going from one thing to the next, but she didn't get caught in that sit position like she did in the first period. So I'm hoping we've learned a little bit. It looks like she's learned a little bit. Just watch out for the chin drop here. Oh, she is getting
near fall. I'm not sure about this position. She's kind of in an advantageous position, kind of in a switch, but they're going to give her near fall, apparently. Well, she gave her the count, but she's not giving her the near fall. She shakes it off. Blasco riding hard here in the second period. See if Yates can get up to her feet here.
Just control hands as much as you possibly can, right? 30 seconds left. If we can score 1, that'd be great.
So a reminder for our fans, as we already mentioned, we'll see the Forest Lake boys taking on the Hastings Raiders boys at 7:30 approximately, depending on the length of this dual meet.
If you're Trinity right now, you have 15 seconds. Work that shoulder forward as much as you can, but man, this is tight.
Oh, she's got that arm bar, and she's got 10 seconds to try to return her over here. Yates fighting hard, but she's got that angle.
She's got 5
short
seconds
time
here.
See if she can fight it.
If she fights it off, she holds.
All right, she does fight for it, and she doesn't give up a pin, but I'm not sure if she got the 4-point near fall. She does
look
get
like
it.
She did. So that's going to be a tech fall there.
So 5 key points for the Rangers as she tech falls Trinity Yates.
But again, Trinity fighting off her back. She does save that 1 team point, and against Blasco, that's a tall task.
Oh, for sure. You can see it one more time with that arm bar. Running short on time, she just muscles her over, gets those near fall points. Doesn't allow her to roll through, gets those key 4-point near fall points to get the tech fall, which is going to take us now to 118 pounds. This is the match that we circled, one of the 2 big ones. Ellie Levine, the senior, ranked number 5 in the state, is going to take the mat. I believe this is going to be Remington Jerkovich.
And the coaches are just checking the table. Who's got to present first? That's what they're doing right now, trying to figure it out. I don't know if which coach has to present first, if somebody's trying to dodge another.
And they do have a little bit of flexibility with their lineup because they could throw in Rhea Hunter, they couldn't throw Evelyn Lee potentially, but it looks like for sure the Raiders are getting ready for Ellie Levine. They want this matchup.
It does, yeah.
They know that the best matchup for them is Jerkovich versus Levine.
And it looks like Jerkovich, and I'm just looking at the weigh-in sheet, it does look like Jerkovich is wrestling up at 124 pounds.
Okay, so she didn't actually weigh in at that weight, so we'll have to kind of check it again. She might be getting a forfeit here. Let's double check. We're double checking here. Okay, they're saying it's Remington Jerkovich, but I'm not sure on this one.
I think that's what they did say.
Yeah, and our apologies, Forest Lake fans, for misinformation here that we're kind of saying stuff wrong, but they did announce it as Remington Jerkovich, and it sounds like some fans are cheering her on too. Levine on a front headlock.
And I'm wondering if the discussion was, and I'm just looking at the weigh-in sheet, it does look like Jerkovich wrestled at 124 pounds. Ellie in on a
Nice
shot
shot
here.
there by Levine. See if she can finish this. She tries to circle behind. Jerkovich trying to face. Good scramble position. Levine tries to elevate this ankle. So we're going to assume it's Remington Jerkovich unless we hear otherwise, as Levine takes the early 3-0 lead.
Just stay on that butcher as much as you can, right? Control those arms.
Ellie Levine has been the captain, the leader for this team. She's won some huge matches this year. She was 4th at the Bi-States. She's 25-6 this year. She's having an outstanding season.
Yeah, and she was one of, as we were talking before, one of 3 girls that really started that big state championship run at 118 pounds. She was 4-0 on the weekend last weekend. Has been wrestling very, very, very well. Just can't get her leg out right here. You're looking at Jerkovich keeping that lock as much as he can.
Now she breaks the lock. See if she can spin behind here. Levine, also a talented soccer player, part of our section runner-up team.
Yeah, the best, kind of the best girls soccer team to come through Hastings in many, many years.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, it was the best showing we ever had as a soccer program this year, and Ellie was a key part of it. Kind of played an outside midfield position, and she was a starter, had a lot of crucial assists for them. All right, now 3-1 with under 20 seconds left. Jerkovich gets up to her feet. Jerkovich, also a multi-sport athlete. She holds the freshman-sophomore record for the long jump.
Yes.
That's a pretty amazing statistic in itself.
Yeah, you know she's an athlete at that point.
Yeah, the Jerkovich name, pretty synonymous.
There's the whip
good
over.
whip over. See if she can get a takedown here at the end. She's not only going to get a takedown, but she's going to get a 2-count too. Let's see if she gives it to her.
I think. Oh,
No
she
back
said
fall.
no
Okay.
backs. I thought I saw 2 swipes there, but she did mention no backs.
Let's see that one more time. Here's that first takedown, slick little finish here on that sweep single. Jerkovich tries to spin around.
Once you're past that one position.
Here's
there's
that whip
one.
over. We just kind of lost sight of it for a second. Does not give the near fall, but boy, that was pretty slick by Levine.
And a takedown at the very end of the first period really sets that tone, especially for period 2 and 3.
You're going to hear Remington's brother Cap and the varsity boys line up as well. They also have an older brother named Mac, who's a stud football player. So the Jerkovich name definitely in Forest Lake sports.
See if Ellie can just slide that knee forward. You want to hit that. Jerkovich almost close to that Merkel position.
Yeah, kind of baiting her a little bit, trying to scoop that leg in.
But she's going opposite, right? Opposite side.
Yeah, normally you see that near side leg slipped in.
Oh, there's a deep half. She's got it
Wrist
in
and
there.
half. That's dangerous. Levine's got to fight off her back here.
Got it. And she has that far wrist. This is big.
That's tight. See if Ellie can fight this.
And she attacked it well. She's got to
Slides
fight
her
off her
arm
back.
through.
Still caught behind her back.
See if she can get her right arm through. She's still got that locked up though. Levine's got to fight here.
Looks like she's trying to balance on her head, trying
See
to
if
come
she can
out.
cut that left arm through. She's close. Jerkovich's got it locked up tight. She switches to a different grip now. She's got about 50 seconds to operate here.
That is very tiring and very tight.
She's going to get the pin for the Rangers. That is a big, big win for the Rangers there as Remington Jerkovich pulls the upset tonight. Gets the pin over Ellie Levine. That's big team points for the Rangers.
Yeah, that right there is a swing, and when you're looking at that, now I'm looking at, especially next weekend is going to be the time for sections. Now Ellie knows she's very, very tough on top, right?
Yeah. Yep, and things to work on, right? You're a week or two away from sections and state. It's okay to take a loss tonight. That's how you learn, how you get better. I know she's not going to be happy about it, especially finishing off that first period up 6-1.
No, she's going to rewatch that match, and once she had that wrist, she attacked the half really, really aggressively, and once it was in, it was deep, and then she just used her strength to kind of just throw Ellie over.
All right, Olivia Levine's going to take the mat at 124 pounds. And this is going to be Brianna Stephen, the senior for Forest Lake. Brianna Stephen, 15-13 on the year, taking on Levine, 22-10. Levine was 9th at the Bi-States. She's a third-year wrestler, just like Brianna Stephen. Levine's had a really good year, returning state qualifier from last year.
And as you're looking at Liv, you would say advantage Hastings in this position, right?
You'd think so, right? But I'll tell you what, Forest Lake wrestles a tough schedule. Records can be deceiving, and sometimes. And I will tell you this too: sometimes in a dual meet, you get momentum rolling, one big win after the next, and things can change quickly. So we got the senior and the junior going at it. Olivia, also a soccer player like her sister. She gets that deep on her crossface here. She can spin behind and get the takedown.
Elevating that leg, brings her all the way down to her belly.
Good shot by Stephen. She just kind of got caught in her knees as Levine switches off to kind of a Turk position. She's got that crossface locked up again.
You want her to kind of lift and split, right? Lift that leg as much as you can and drive your left leg through. But now we switch off into a cradle position.
Goes back to that Butcher Cradle series that the Raiders are known for.
And one thing that I really like watching our girls wrestle is they are tough with those cross faces. I tell our middle school team how tough they are, that it comes completely legal, but man, does it come hard.
Yep. Olivia Levine, one of 3 Levines in the lineup. You're going to hear younger sister Avery Levine popping in the lineup a little bit later. Even though she's the youngest, she's the biggest of the 3.
It goes oldest to youngest.
Yes, right.
In terms of weight.
Yeah, normally you see the oldest be kind of the biggest, but it's kind of reversed in the Levine family. And a cool story about the Levine girls, their stepdad, George Leinau, is actually their coach. George, a former Simley wrestler. We don't mention that too often. But also Augsburg All-American. He's in the corner for the Raiders. You'll see him right there in the hat. George has been a great addition to this program. Just brings a calm presence. Really good with these girls. Great technician. As Levine's up 3-1 with just under 30 seconds left. And again, we're just joking around. There's definitely a heated rivalry between Simley and Hastings here.
Absolutely.
Fortunately, Simley's had our number the last couple years, but hopefully we'll change that soon.
Yeah, there's definitely a heated rivalry, especially on this end of the table, right? that was the section foes that I wrestled back in the day.
All right, after one period, looks like it's going to be 3-1 in favor of Olivia Levine. See whose choice it is. It is Olivia's. She's going to go down.
You know, one thing that I absolutely love is wrestling Forest Lake again. They used to be in the Hastings Conference. They are now out of our conference. We don't get to wrestle them all the time, but they always bring both the guys are very good and the girls are absolute hammers.
Yeah, and I remember a lot of years where Forest Lake and Hastings was the conference championship.
Yep,
multiple years. 2 big wrestling towns, and they don't take years off. I mean, I was talking to their coach, Ben Damas, the boys coach, before, and he said, you know what's cool about our programs? Every year we just rebuild. He's like, we have such a good feeder system in the junior high programs and the elementary programs. You sustain success long term when you have good numbers and good coaches and a tradition.
For sure, and you have that continuity between the junior high and the high school. Looks like that was a slide by snap down. Oh, I didn't quite catch that one.
Yeah, she kind of sucked in on a snap down. Okay. Tried to shoot with an arm on top of her head still, so didn't clear those arms fully.
But you look at Steven is controlling those ties. She's got that elbow down. Olivia just kind of needs to work on the inside with her left hand as much as she can to go into her shots.
Good shot by Brianna Steven, but gets caught on her knees again. See if Olivia can score here. Switch to a crossface, and she might score. She's very close. Stevens has taken 2 good shots, just got caught on her knees.
But look, the hips, okay? Olivia has great hips, but then immediately you could see her going to that crossface and the inside ankle. Now she's got a bar that's locked up.
She can finish her off. It looks pretty flat. See if she can get this pin for the Raiders. This will be big, and she gets the pin for the Raiders. Olivia Levine, a quick 6 for the Raiders in the second period. That'll take the lead to 17-11. Boy, just like that, she got that armbar in, and it was lights out.
And
Olivia Levine continues to wrestle well.
Yeah, came from that crossface right to the armbar here. You can see it. There it is. Slips it in. But the key thing is you notice that left wrist.
Yes.
She keeps it. It's not always easy to keep that wrist, but that's how you pin kids, right like that.
Flattened out that back when you kept that wrist. Absolutely. All right, that'll take us to 130 pounds. Let's see who the Raiders are going to send out. All right, so they're going to go up to, let's see, we're double checking here. It looks like Adriana Dolberg is going to take the mat. So it's going to be Aaliyah Robbins and Adriana Dolberg. Maybe we missed a weight there.
So I think what ended up happening was Ellie did not want to, she wanted to challenge Jerkovich.
Gotcha.
And so they double scratched.
Makes sense.
At 118 pounds, and she kind of went up right at Jerkovich.
So our apologies. So basically they double forfeited at 118 pounds.
Yep.
Which is why that's why we were a little confused with Ellie Levine. I like that they're putting the best matches out there, which is great. This is going to be a good one that we circled as well. Adriana Dolberg taking the mat against Aaliyah Robbins. Adriana Dolberg, a junior, currently ranked number 9. She's 23-9 in the year. Aaliyah Robbins has got a deep whip over though.
But this is careful with that leg. Dolberg just got to watch that hip, right? Because she's trying to step and throw.
Robbins, a senior.
Oh, good duck under. Just couldn't finish. I like the attempt, though. Just couldn't get that. It's almost like she lost control of that one hand. Right?
Robbins was 3rd in the section last year. She also plays lacrosse and plans to attend the University of Wisconsin lacrosse. They don't have a wrestling program at lacrosse. However, Robbins, much like Adriana Dolberg, has been in and out of the rankings this year. This is a very evenly matched match that we circled. Similar records. Dolberg's good with his headlock, though. She's going to go for it. Just slips out. She went for it, which is what I like, though.
If you're gonna go for it, you gotta go for it all, right?
So Robbins gets the early takedown, 3-0 in favor
Cradle
of.
locked up here.
It's pretty tight. See if Dolberg can break this grip.
But
Good
she's trying
hips.
to come on top.
See if she can break this grip. She's not getting near fall right now. See if Dolberg can break this grip and end up on top. Good flexibility by Dolberg, though.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. The flexibility really helped her kind of get out of that goofy position, put herself into another goofy position, but got out of the lock. Now you're looking at the clock, you're 26 seconds. We're trying to get up and out. 1 point here at the end of the first period would be big.
That is not an easy position to get out of. I don't know how Dolberg actually got out of that. That's pretty crazy.
She slowly scooted her hips, which adjusted the lock of Robbins, which made it harder, but there she is. She's got to keep her head up as much as she can.
One thing I've always respected about the Forest Lake program is they are always so tough on top.
Yes.
Always tough on top.
But we're in the right position. I'd like Dolberg to elevate on that
Short
elbow.
time, see if she can score here. She needs an escape. Oh, nice, gets a reversal. She might get back points too. Runs out of time, but she gets the reversal. Big points for Adriana Dolberg at the end of the first period.
Yeah, the best part about that, attacking that elbow. Okay, right here, watch her go right into a butcher. This is right before that position. It looked like we attacked the elbow, attacked the inside leg, and stepped through.
All right, so it is Dolberg's choice. See what they decide to do. They might go back down. Yeah, she had some success there.
Just got to be careful when you're doing that quad pod stand-up. Watch out for that cradle, because she was able to lock one up. Just keep your head up if you're Adriana Dolberg, as much as you can. So there it is.
Up to her feet already. Nicely done by Dolberg. You can see the confidence already after that first period. Nice
Right into
shot.
a shot.
Great. See if she can drive across. Finishes. 2.5. That's awesome wrestling. See if she can get the finish here. She's got near fall.
It's a fantastic sequence there.
Great chain wrestling by Dolberg.
I wanted to attack a half on top of the head.
She's close to a pin. She gets it for the Raiders. That's big.
Yes.
Huge pin for the Raiders.
And you wonder if that little butcher at the very end of the first period kind of went into Robbins' head. But that was an excellent sequence. Straight up to the feet, and then she dropped it down.
Let's watch this again. Up to her feet. Jacks her up, switches to a double, drives across, right to a half, didn't hesitate. That was fantastic wrestling by Adriana Dolberg. For a kid that has not wrestled very long, looked like a seasoned vet.
Yeah, and one thing, that's a move. I used to have a coach named Ken Wilkins. If you're listening, shout out to Mr. Wilkins. He called that the milkshake. You get the 1, then a 2 right away.
Love that. All right, here we go. We're going up to 142 pounds. This is going to be Leighton Robinson. She's bumping up to 142 pounds. And it looks like they're going to send out for the Rangers, Jaden Stans. Stans, a senior, taking on the talented freshman, Leighton Robinson. Robinson's super athletic. She's one of the top softball players at her age group in the entire state of Minnesota. Still learning the sport, but when she's on the mat, good things happen. Stans drives across. She's close to a takedown. She'll get it. Don't have a ton of information about Jaden Stans. We know she's a senior. Giving her a heavy dose of hips here as Stans is up 3-0. Robinson comes out front. She has to get off her knees here.
Yep, keep that head down, but we got to get off our knees as much as we can, right? Put more pressure on top of her.
Stans will feel that weight if you get off your knees. When you're on your knees, you don't feel anything.
But she wants to get that arm into that whip over position. But get off your knees. There it is on the
There's
opposite
that whip over.
side.
See if Leighton can get this. Just muscles her over. Now she's got to look up and arch that back. She gets the pin for the Raiders. Nice work by Leighton Robinson. She gets that whip over pin, and the Raiders extend their lead. Big win by the Raiders as they get another pin, 3 in a row. They're on a roll.
And you're looking at these weights. What Leighton just did is she dropped down. Watch this right hand. She switches off right there, and she uses that momentum that Stans was running into, and she just kind of whipped her over. But I like the change in the hands, right? But going back to that match, though, get off your knees as much as you possibly can. If you're Leighton Robinson, get off your knees.
All right, we're going to go up to 148 pounds. Ellie Versland's going to take the mat. And this is going to be Jamie Peterson. She's going to bump up to 148 pounds. Jamie Peterson ranked number 8 in the state for the Rangers. She's going to take on Ellie Versland, a sophomore. Versland 9-13 on the year. She has run a gauntlet of kids that she's had to wrestle this year that are ranked in state.
Especially recently, right?
Yes.
I think she had, over the weekend, she had 3 kids that were ranked in the top 10. So she's wrestled these girls before and actually had one of them on their back for a little bit of time. Yep, had a cradle up. I thought, from the sound of it, I thought she was pinned by the Hastings girls. She thought she had the pin, but just didn't finish it out.
Ellie's dad, Mike, a teacher at the high school, he gave us the lowdown on Monday as we were kind of giving the updates about the weekend. Jamie Peterson is junior, as we mentioned. It's her 3rd year. She's a team captain. She was 3rd in the sections last year. She also plays lacrosse. So we got a lot of multi-sport athletes here tonight. Ellie Versland, a very good athlete as well. She does multiple sports. As Peterson, runs her over in a wrist and half series.
Get that. She's got to try to work that shoulder through as much as possible, but this is tight.
Peterson just taking her time here. Way to fight there by Ellie Versland, though, not to give that up.
Oh, right back on the half. She did fight it down on the left side, but you know what's coming in. Right into an arm bar, it looks like. Work that shoulder forward as much as I can. Now, if I'm Ellie Versland, get your palms up, right? We talk about that in wrestling. Get your palms up. It's harder to grab wrists.
So my guess is, again, I don't want to look too far ahead on the rabbit hole here, but I'm assuming they're probably going to be bumping up Bella Carlson eventually at 155, which does not help the Raiders.
No. But if I'm looking at, I just looked at the weight sheet that we had. Weights are kind of all over the place.
They are.
Right? We had Leighton Robinson jump up 2 weight classes, but that's where she weighed in as well.
All right, so she's got a wrist and half. She gets the pin for the Rangers. Jamie Peterson closes that gap as it's now 29-17 in favor of the Raiders. Good battle by Ellie Versland, though. All right, that'll take us up to 155 pounds. Let's see who the Raiders send out here. That's going to be Emma Taylor. Not much of a surprise here. They're going to bump her up. Emma Taylor, an 8th grader. She's had a really good year. She was her first-year wrestler last year. Looks like this is going to be Kim Hernandez, I believe. All right, so we'll double-check on the names here, but this is Emma Taylor. Taylor gets the quick takedown. So we got an 8th grader and Taylor taking on Kim Hernandez, a senior. Hernandez 9-10 on the year. As we mentioned, Taylor really wrestling well. Almost chin drop.
And she catches.
Wow, nice wrestling by Emma Taylor. She's got plenty of time to settle in and get this pin. And she gets it for the Raiders.
Wow.
That is a big, big pin for Taylor. I don't think we expected that to happen.
No, she's been wrestling really well, but an 8th grader going up against a senior, that's a tall task.
She's all smiles, and definitely should be. That's a big win for the Raiders. Look at that chin drop. That was sick. I love that. And she switches off to that reverse half. Taylor just settles in, gets that pin. Those are big 6 points for the Raiders as we go up to 170 pounds. All right, the Raiders are going to forfeit to Bella Carlson. Not a huge shocker there. Carlson ranked number 4 in the state. The junior's going to get the forfeit, which means they're going to bump Lily Watts up. Let's see what they decide to do here.
And as you're looking at that, those are your matchups that you're looking at, right? Bella Carlson, an absolute hammer. And then you look at Lily Watts.
All right, Lily Watts. All right, so this is going to be Savannah Stans. So Lily Watts going to take the match. She can ice the duel here if she beats Savannah Stans. Stans is senior, Watts is sophomore. Watts has been wrestling really well this year. She is 22-10 in the year. She was 4th at the bi-states, in and out of the rankings this year. She wins this match, it ices the duel for the Raiders.
And you're looking right now, we actually have 6 going into heavyweight because they still have 190 pounds. Or is
this is 190 pounds.
My fault.
Yeah, so again, our apologies. Yep. The weight classes are all jumbled tonight because of double forfeiting. That screwed us all up here. Lily Watts on a front headlock. See if she can sprawl her down and get this takedown. Switches off to a
cradle.
Head in the side cradle. Lily Watts gets the takedown. Good smart wrestling by Lily. Lily also a really good athlete. She's an outstanding softball player. Goes to that crossface.
Yeah, she's on a fantastic team. And she's just an athlete. I love how she just goes at it. Looks like she has the cradle. I'll stick with that, Lily. Right?
And just an all-around great kid. That's the best thing about Lily.
She's smiling a lot.
Yes, she is. She goes power half. She's got plenty of time to take this over. Drives it in deep, sinks those hips back. See if she can drive over Savannah here. She's got time to settle in. She gets the pin for the Raiders, and that'll ice the duel for the Raiders just like that with a pin for Lily Watts. Lily continues her good wrestling as she's all smiles, as you mentioned. Ices the duel for the Raiders. Lily Watts comes through in the clutch. You can see Coach Hannenberg all sorts of pumped up. Let's watch this again. She power halves, gets her on her hip, switches back to that power half, just drives on her toes.
Just look at look at the leg power here. Once she has it, and then she sinks it deep. Look at that, elbow deep to the mat.
That's outstanding wrestling. All right, 285. It's gonna, or 235. It's gonna send Chloe Richardson, the freshman. She's gonna take on Alexis Fahey. Fahey is senior, Richardson a freshman. Chloe Richardson, first-year wrestler, but she does some good things. I'll tell you. She's gonna be good.
Yep, she's learning a lot, and she's learning fast. But look at Chloe. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Her speed, right now,
she gets the takedown.
She's got a size advantage, but man, the speed of the feet is what I'm impressed with.
Fahey ranked number 7 in the state at 190 pounds. She's 23-7 on the year. Richardson 17-4 on the year as a first-year wrestler. She has a twin brother, Carter, who wrestles, who's about 145 pounds. So a little bit of size discrepancy there. But Chloe, good athlete, I tell you what.
And again, she's learning so you're sitting here, you're watching Chloe wrestle. She's learning as she's on the mat.
Yes. Well, she's going to run this half. Let's see if she can take her over.
Just lost the arm. Smart with Alexis there, sneaking that shoulder forward as much as she could.
Absolutely love watching Chloe wrestle. Man, she's just going after it. I love it. She's running this half Nelson. She might get it. Drives her over the top.
Alexis is trying to sneak that shoulder up.
She's close to a pin. See if she can get it here. Oh, legs just gets a little high. Chloe just got a little high on that. Keeps her hips driving into her, though. Turns in, stays on top. Good wrestling by Chloe.
Body awareness. Careful of this Granby here. She's in a dump position.
Chloe's got to keep her hips off the mat.
You're trying to stuff the head as much as you can, but wisely bellies out. So it looks like it's going to be 7-2 here with 10 seconds left in the first period. But if you're Hastings right now going into the second period, I do not go down.
No.
You cannot go down.
You either go top or you go on your feet, for sure. All right, a little bit about Alexis Fahey, since we know a little bit about her. She has signed a Division I scholarship to go to Notre Dame next year for track and field. She's a 2-time state champion in the discus. So Fahey, an outstanding athlete. She holds the school record for both the shot put and the discus. And get this, she is a national champion for the discus at the U.S. track and field last year.
Have you tried to throw a discus?
Not well. I've tried.
It is not easy. And the way you think the disc is supposed to fly, it flies opposite. It is the weirdest. It's kind of the weirdest thing. And to be a state champ, to be a national champ, oh man, I've tried to do the steps myself multiple times. It's not pretty when I do it, but the fact that Fahey can do it at that level, that's very impressive.
I'm already jacked up watching Chloe Richardson wrestle. Man, she has wrestled a great first period. Unfortunately, she's got to go down in the second period. Not her choice by any means, but
let go there. You just got to clamp down. Watch out for a half Nelson here.
Don't reach back.
Nope. Going right to a butcher.
She kind of does that cross wrist ride. Richardson's got to not reach back with that right hand. Got to work up to her base.
Fahey's got the wrist. Now she works into the elbow.
Don't reach back here. Don't reach back. She's close to a turn. Fahey's got it.
She's got it.
Chloe's got to fight here. She's going to give up the pin. But what a moral victory for Chloe Richardson. Hanging for a period with the 7th-ranked wrestler in the state. I don't think she has any clue who she just wrestled either.
I'm not sure. But you could see the savviness in a wrestler that's been doing it for a few years. She goes from the wrist, climbs up to the elbow, and then once she used her power, it was kind of over.
And that was a team effort. You know, you look at that dual meet. They did not expect that to go that way at 124 pounds with Ellie Levine losing that match.
No.
In all honesty, no shade on Ellie. That match just kind of got flipped on its head when she went underneath, right?
Yep.
They came back. They had 3 straight pins. Three straight pins. That's unbelievable to turn the tide like that. And then to not only do that, but just to wrestle lights out. Lily Watts getting that big pin to ice the duel. That was awesome.
But as a coach, right? You're sitting there. You're looking at your lineups to give up double forfeit to push Ellie up to that bigger weight at 124 pounds, and then to wisely give the forfeit to an absolute stud in Bella Carlson to jump up. That makes it easier. And
you know what? They could have wrestled, given the forfeit at 118 pounds, but they chose to give the better competition up at a weight class a little bit higher than her and take that challenge. I give Hastings and Ellie Levine a lot of credit for going up there and taking Jerkovich on. Even though she lost that match, she very well could have just given the forfeit and put someone else out there.
Absolutely. But you've talked to Ellie, right? I've talked to Ellie, and there's not a girl in the state that she's afraid of. She's gonna challenge anybody at her weight. She wants to wrestle the best. That's the right, and that's a championship mentality. Now, Jerkovich did a fantastic job. Did exactly what she wanted to do with that half Nelson. But kudos to Ellie. Go
All right.
and challenge.
Talk about some upcoming broadcasts for HCTV Sports. Our boys basketball team will be hitting the courts on the 30th. That's in tomorrow, as in tomorrow. Holy cow, this week has gone by fast. Next week, our boys hockey program is taking on Rochester Century. Our wrestling team is going to take on Rochester Century next week as well. That's going to be a great showdown. And then the boys basketball team is going to take on Two Rivers next week, Friday the 6th. We got a lot of great Raider sports action coming your way. We're going to join you again at the 7:30 mark for the boys' duel against Forest Lake. We want to give a shout out to Hunter Pinky, our producer, our director, our graphics, our replay guy, who does it all. We're going to give a shout out to the Spoolhouse, our sponsor, who does so much for the Raiders Sports Television Network here. I'm Kyle Kreiser, as always, joined by Mitch Sheeman. We're also going to give a shout out to our camera operators, Max Slocum, Ian Andersack, and Will Sellen. We'll be right back at you in about 45 minutes for our boys' duel against the Rangers.
HCTV Sports is supported by the Spool House. From prom to weddings, let us suit your formal wear needs.
Making the play.
He gets the pin. Raiders are clawing their way back in this game.
Just snipes one.
It's Morgan. Over. Safe. Oh my God!
Did you see that?
Great diving play.
He's hit a touchdown. Hastings Raiders win the ball game.
Welcome back to Hastings High School, where we have our second duel tonight. Our Hastings Raiders are going to take on the Forest Lake Rangers. I'm Kyle Kreiser, as always, joined by Mitch Sheeman. Mitch, this is going to be a very tight duel.
Yes, absolutely, and it came down. They just had the flip a little bit ago. I'm not sure how it went. You think
Forest Lake,
won the flip? That's a big deal in this. Going to be in this tight duel. Now, if you're Hastings, though, you got to start that push for the postseason, right? Push for that section tournament starts tonight.
All right, and it starts with a bang at 107 pounds. Parker Taylor, the talented sophomore, is going to take on Landon Clark, the 11th grader. This is a big match. These two have wrestled each other before at the middle school level, but it's been a couple years since they have wrestled. If Raiders can stay tight in this one and keep this match close, that would be huge. Landon Clark gets an early takedown. He's a very lanky wrestler. Clark family, a big wrestling family in Forest Lake. Parker Taylor has been kind of filling in at 107 pounds. He's an undersized 107-pounder. He's found some success this year. He's 10-13 of the year. Landon Clark 13-12. So similar records in some sense.
Absolutely, and Parker Taylor is one of those kids. Right now, like you mentioned, Hastings is looking for non-bonus. If he can keep that to a decision, that's a win for the Raiders. He's got this arm bar. Parker Taylor rolls that shoulder out. One thing we do know, coaching Parker for several years at the middle school, is he's one move away.
Yeah.
Always one move away. Very, very dangerous wrestler, and we'll see what happens.
And if he can get on top, that's his preferred position. That's where he's strongest.
Yes.
As we mentioned, he's a little undersized. He's given up some weight here. Landon Clark looks like a very big 107-pounder as well. Yeah, and just kind of looking at the weigh-in sheet, you can tell he definitely is much bigger than Parker Taylor. Parker's filled in admirably this year, though. They've been kind of juggling different guys at different weight classes. Sully McNamara has wrestled some time at 107. He's going to wrestle at 114 as Parker's up to his feet here.
And Parker's comfortable in this position. You can see him. He'll try to start going for that chin. As much as he can, he's just got to scoot these hips out.
So as we mentioned, there is a little bit of a history between these two. They wrestled at the middle school level. Clark beat him 3-0 in a 3-minute match, not necessarily a 6-minute match, so it could be a very different. Taylor's got to be careful here. He bails out.
Just crawl forward as much. Yep. Try to get your legs back underneath you.
Short time. He can't give it up here. Looks like Clark's going to run out of time, and it'll be 3-0 after the first period.
And at that point, you got to be Parker Taylor. You got to belly out as much as you can in those weird positions, right? You're trying to save team points. Understand your job.
It is Hastings' choice. They defer. Forest Lake's going to see what they're going to do here. Clark's going to go down. Oh, he's going to go neutral, excuse me. Clark, also a cross-country runner and a track runner. Parker Taylor, a very talented soccer player. So multi-sport athletes going at here as Clark gets to a front headlock position. Not a good position if you're in Parker. Oh, he kind of goes arm spin here. See if he can bail out and get us something here. Goes to that.
This is where Parker likes to be. He just needs to work that lock off of his leg as much as he can, right? He's okay. He's comfortable here.
Yeah, he likes him to be in this whip-over position, but not in the advantageous position right here. As they get close to the out of bounds, Clark's very close to stepping out. They go out of bounds.
Doesn't
see
look
they get
like
a fresh start.
Nice.
Back to their feet.
Yeah, he doesn't like when that head is in between both of his legs there. He likes to keep it in that front head position because he can be dangerous. But I like the little arm spin there.
Yeah.
It looked like he could have scored that 3. Oh, just
hot heads down on that shot. That's not going to be good for Parker. He's going to scramble here, though. Clark close to a takedown. Parker's going to keep those hips up. Turns and faces now. Elevates that ankle. They're going to call potentially dangerous. Anytime that ankle gets twisted around in that position, they're going to call potentially dangerous. They go back to their feet.
Yeah, but not giving up points, right? That's what Parker's doing a really, really good job at. Is he gets into those scramble positions, works for a stalemate, works for something.
Parker Taylor trying to get to that whip-over position again. He likes to be in that position. Like we mentioned, he's very dangerous. He's a kind of a big move wrestler.
Landon Clark, very long, right? Gets in on that shot, but that hand is always on that leg. Trying to get those long arms away from your legs is very difficult.
He's on a shot here. He's got that leverage with those long arms. Taylor trying to lock up a front headlock. He's got to get those legs back as they run out of bounds. Okay, this is a match that we circled early on, though. A very crucial match in the dual meet. This one was maybe a little bit of a coin flip. Maybe advantage Landon Clark just looking at records alone. If Parker can keep this close, maybe pull out a win, that would be really big as he gets on a shot, but he's on his stomach. Not a good position to be here.
But keep that lock. You got 25 seconds. Work to your base right now and work for a stalemate.
It's close to a takedown here. Just for
takedown yet. There it is. Once he kind of let go of that leg there.
So 6-0 in favor of Landon Clark. For our wrestling fans that are tuning in, you'll probably see the score flip-flop a lot. And what I mean by that is the Raiders are going to be heavily favored in the first couple of weight classes. They're really tough down low. Forest Lake, not as much. But Forest Lake's super tough in the middle and upper weights. So if Forest Lake can weather the storm, stay the course, they have a chance to win this one. Bonus points are at a premium in this one.
Yeah, you're going to, once 107 gets done, you're going to see the Raiders kind of go on a little bit of a tear, and that's where bonus points, getting your major decisions, getting your tech falls, your pins would be absolutely huge.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, in that coin flip too, really kind of impacts the duel. They can, with the coin flip, Forest Lake kind of gets their choice on either odd or even matches when they can present the first wrestler out there, which will make an impact later on in the dual meet.
Yeah, especially in the middleweights where they can put maybe not their best wrestler against our studs, right? And they get to control the matchups in those different
Forest
spots.
Lake's very deep in those middleweights.
Yes.
All right, so our choice third period, Parker Taylor is going to choose to go top. We talked about it before. That's his preferred position. Clark quickly up to his feet. Parker trying to work a mat return.
Just got to stay behind those arms.
Oh, this is not a good position to be in if you're
Parker
Parker Taylor. You might want to bail out here.
Yep.
Gives up the reversal. It's now a major decision. Parker's got to get out here. He's down 8-0. He's got a major decision on us. We talked about the importance of every team point. A major decision is worth 4 points for the team. If Parker can get away and keep it to a 7-point score, that's one less point for Forest Lake.
Yes, and if you're Parker Taylor, one thing you cannot do is let him control your arms, right? Forest Lake is a very, very tough team on top. They always have been. When you look at these wrestlers, if they're controlling your wrists, you're in a bad position.
Yeah, a little bit about Forest Lake. They're currently ranked 12th in the guillotine rankings. They're in a loaded Section 7 with both Anoka and Elk River. So they're probably going to be the 3 seed going into sections, but by no means are they out of it. They could very well win Section 7. They have some talented kids. They beat Prior Lake, who's actually a top 10 team. They beat them 45-23 a couple weeks back. So they are tough.
Yeah, and Prior Lake is a very, very tough team as well.
The Raiders currently ranked number 4 in the guillotine rankings. However, they're probably going to drop. They got beaten by Wayzata pretty handily last week. The downfall for the Raiders this year is they've kind of not had a full lineup all year. They've had guys in and out of the lineup tonight. They're, again, missing more wrestlers. So they're down for sure. One preferred starter, possibly 2 tonight. We'll see how things go. They're really going to have to battle tonight to keep this match close and possibly pull off a win.
Yeah, the injury bug kind of hit them a little bit in different spots.
And sickness, too.
Yes, absolutely. You don't want to be sick in a wrestling match.
No, and unfortunately for the Raiders, not a great time of the year to be injured and sick, right? Right before sections, kind of as you want to peak the most. But you hope that they can get their full lineup intact so that they can be full steam ahead come section time. Landon Clark on an armbar again. He's going to run him out of bounds. Parker's got to get away here.
Yeah, it's just tying up our hands as much as he can. We got 18 seconds left. You got to fire up right off the whistle. I want that head up looking at the ref. He fires up, but not that quick start we wanted.
He's got to clear hands, too. He didn't do that. Landon Clark controlling this match from start to finish, really.
It's
just a couple takedowns and a reversal.
Yep, but a solid ride. That's kind of the difference in the match. Yes, they got 2 takedowns, but just couldn't get out from bottom.
A lot of riding time. So Forest Lake's going to get the major decision. They'll get 14 points as we head up to 114 pounds, where the Raiders are going to send out 9th grader Sully McNamara. He's going to take the mat against Caleb Jolly, an 8th grader. Sully McNamara currently ranked number 8 at 107 pounds. He's coming off of an injury, so doesn't have a lot of matches under his belt. He's only got 14 matches on the year. The Raiders are looking for bonus points in this match in the worst way. They need a pin.
Yes, and they're looking at the right guy because Sully is absolutely a pinner. One thing, he's a very goofy wrestler, though. He gets into different positions, and sometimes he gets into those positions that you start squirming in your seat, but he comes out on top in a lot of them. In on a single right away. I'm not afraid of this position.
Goes
nice
arm spin.
Throw.
Keeps his toe on the mat, too. As they go out of bounds. He's going to get near fall. Let's see what he gets here. They give him the 3-point near fall. So takedown, 3-point near fall.
But that was a textbook arm spin. Like he was in that seatbelt position, drops down, takes the momentum of Jolly, and just kind of rolls him right over. But luckily, Now, I shouldn't say luckily. Very veteran wrestler keeping that 1 foot on a mat. Look for a cradle here.
Yeah, he goes to that inside cradle. He really likes to do a cross-face cradle from the inside position as he switches off to a claw ride. Sully very tough on top. He's also good on his feet. Pretty well-rounded wrestler overall. He's only 8-6 on the year, but he's wrestled, I think, 5 state-ranked kids. Last week he ran a gauntlet of 3 state-ranked wrestlers at the Waconia tournament. Good mat return by Sully.
Yeah, and he actually wrestled up a weight, I believe. He wrestled at 114 against those top-ranked wrestlers as well.
So again, this is Caleb Jolly, the 8th grader. Jolly was a familiar face for us here in Hastings. He's wrestled us at the Livingston tournament a lot. He wrestled R.J. Henson actually last year. Oh, good whip over position. He's going to settle in and try to get this pin. As he loses the grip, switches off to a headlock. See if he can sit through this. He's got plenty of time to lock this up and get that pin.
Watch him sit. He's been in this position many times. He knows exactly how to finish, and it gets tight.
He's got about 40 seconds to lock up this pin. Good transition wrestling for Sully. Lily lifting on that head. He's got to switch over to something else. Good fight there by Caleb Jolly, though. It is now 10-0 in favor of Sully McNamara. Switches over to a butcher position. He's got about 20 seconds to do something with it. Trying to walk her on that head.
Yep, continue that pressure as much as you can. He's got him. Just got to get that shoulder turned.
He's close to near fall.
Jolly fighting that tough. I think it slipped right there. The butcher was right there on his elbow, but the second it slipped off, he lost all of his pressure, and Jolly was able to get down to his belly.
All right, so let's see whose choice it is here. I believe it is Sully's choice going in this 3rd period as we kind of have blood time.
I believe we're in the 2nd period. That was just the 1st period.
My apologies, Mitch. There was too many points already in that 1st period.
Yeah, when 10 points happen, doesn't happen often in the 1st period.
No, so Sully's up 10-0 after 1. My apologies on that. A little bit about Sully McNamara. He is ranked number 8. Last year he actually wrestled at the section tournament at 114 pounds. He wrestled behind Beckett Edstrom. He was kind of thrown into the fire kid last year. Between Will Bainbridge and Beckett Edstrom, he was actually behind both of them and ended up cracking the starting lineup by the end of the year and had an awesome year. He had over 20 wins on the varsity level last year. He's wrestled well this year as well. Even though he's only got 8 wins on the year, he's beaten some state-ranked kids. He beat a Zimbrota Mazeppa kid 2 weeks ago that was ranked in state. He was 4th at the sections, actually giving up about 15 pounds last year at 114 pounds. And he's a very talented kid. He won 5 matches at the Northern Plains Regional, which, if anyone knows what that is, it's kind of a Midwestern tournament where you qualify for the Fargo Nationals. Sully found a lot of success at that tournament.
Yeah, very tough, and it's a big bummer that he got hit by that injury bug that we were talking about before, because very talented wrestler, and I was really looking forward to seeing a full season of what Sully McNamara could do. Unfortunately, we're going to be cut in half here. You can kind of see just walks over. Look at that, just basically pulled his head right over the top of him. That's the goofy wrestling that Sully has been known for, but I don't know if there's another kid.
Locks up a cradle now. Yeah, you're right. He is very funky, but boy, he transition wrestles as well as anybody.
Yeah, and there's not another kid in our room that can do some of the things.
They need a pin here. He doesn't get these shoulders flat, the match is going to be over, and the Raiders need 6.
And if I'm Sully,
and there it is. So that's going to end the match. It is 16-0 in favor of the Raiders. That is going to end the match for a tech fall. Sully's not happy with it. He wants the pin. Advantage for Forest Lake right there, though. They saved a team point.
Yep.
You can tell Sully is not real happy about the finish there, but did everything he could to flatten out those shoulders. Excuse me.
Yeah, Jolly did a great job of keeping those shoulders up as much as he possibly could. He knew his job, right, was to not get pinned. Sully went out, did what he could, but just couldn't stick him. All
right, that'll take us to 121 pounds, where Beckett Edstrom is going to take the mat against Isaiah Ringamman. Edstrom, a talented freshman. He's currently ranked 3rd at 114 pounds, I believe, but he's wrestling at 121 tonight, taking on Isaiah Ringamman, a strong physical kid. Beckett has been on an absolute tear of late. He's beat the likes of Conan from Wayzata, Olson from Waconia, Mikolajczak from Prior Lake, Jen Beyer from Zimbrota Mazeppa, and the hit list keeps going. He's been on an absolute tear.
Yeah, he's looking really good right now. Look, just kind of watching his feet go. Ringamman, very, very physical, very, very strong, but you need to get past his hands and his head as much as he can to get to those hips because, like I said.
Nice little shuck by as he switches off to a double, comes up with it, drives across, gets the takedown.
Nicely done.
He's going to cut him.
Get past those hands and the head, and then Beckett's able to finish. But Ringamman is very, very physical.
Yeah, Ringamman, kid we saw at the middle school level, very, very physical specimen. He was actually second at the Livingston tournament, a tournament we host a couple years back. Relatively new to wrestling, but you can see the athleticism Ringamman shows on the mat. Hanging in there in this first minute, only down 3-1 against Beckett Edstrom. Edstrom's got to get 6 here for the Raiders. They need it in the worst way as he goes claw ride, dump. Nice little slide-by position to get that takedown. He's up 6-1.
And here's a position that Beckett is very strong in that top position. He loves his cradles as well. Just brings him straight over. Doesn't even have it locked up, but gets some back points.
Switches off now to a different finish.
Now this is going to be tight.
And he gets the pin for the Raiders. So Beckett Edstrom gets a well-needed 6 for the Raiders as they extend their lead 11-4. Not sure how he switched off from that cradle that wasn't even locked to a headlock, but that was slick.
Yeah, it just kind of brought him back over. Here it is. Nice. Once he turned his hips, that's exactly when it happened. And then you get that squeeze.
All right, that'll take us to 127 pounds, where the Raiders are going to send out Will Bainbridge, the talented sophomore. He's going to take the mat against against Caden Clark. Caden Clark, a 10th grader, so 2 10th graders taking the mat. Clark, very, very good in his own right. He was 34-13 last year, as Bainbridge deep on a shot drives across, gets that quick finish. Bainbridge did pin him last year when they did wrestle.
And one thing that I'm really impressed with Will is he's getting back to that form he was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He looks very, very, very good. He's trusting that knee a whole lot more, doesn't have to worry about it as much. But, man, he is looking the part.
Yeah, speaking of hit lists, here's some of the kids that Bainbridge has beaten in the last 2 weeks. Braden Haas from Elk River ranked in the top 10. Mincy from Simley ranked. Jacob Williams from Becker ranked. And Aiden Carlson from Matamidi. He's beaten 4 top 10 ranked guys in the last 2 weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks, excuse me.
And I think it really started with that signature win against Carlson right away at Matamidi. That's when you saw him, you know what, this is where I'm at, right? He took that next step.
Man, doing a little takedown clinic here. He's up 6-2, drives across. He's got another takedown now, 9-2 in just 1 minute. Bainbridge wrestling really well as he runs him out of bounds, and we get a fresh start.
But I kind of want him to work from top. It's a position that he is very, very strong at. We know he's a pinner, right? And we're gonna need those bonus points coming up. And you can see him now. He's starting to ride. Let's see if we can get that Bainbridge lock in.
Cuts him again. Now 9-3. So kind of goes a different route. Bainbridge is very good on top as well, and they do need a pin here. Again, they want to rack up as many points as they can in these first couple weights as he's in on a shot again.
Watch him attack the head.
Tries to go far ankle trip, but can't do it. See if he can pull him back on. He's got about 30 seconds to operate.
Clark wisely coming down to the ankle, trying to work for a stalemate. But Bainbridge strong here.
Caden Clark's a tough wrestler, though. He was 3rd at the sections last year. Very solid kid. He's 22-11. But after talking to their coach, Ben Doms, who's a great guy, he said Caden Clark is the ultimate team wrestler. He is cutting down weights just because they need him there. They have an opening here, and without him, they'd be forfeiting. You respect that. Guys that 100%. Do something do it for the team because they need it. Nice shot there by Bainbridge as he bails out. Clark also a cross-country runner and track kid as well, much like his brother, as they finish up the first period with a 12-3 score.
Yeah, and those are the kids that you want on your team. You'll go to bat for them any day of the week because they do whatever they can to make your team better.
All right, second period. Bainbridge is going down here. Caden Clark on top. 12-3 after 1 after a flurry of takedowns. Clark top on top, though. We've seen him a lot at the middle school level. He had a little bit longer hair back then.
Yeah, he did have a solid flow.
He did have a solid flow. I wish I had that flow.
Yeah, unfortunately that flow was years ago.
Yeah. All right, so we're back in action here. About 20 seconds in. Clark riding tough, though, in this claw ride.
Yeah, trying to come to his quad pod here.
We talked about it before. Forest Lake, a very tough top team. They've always been that way. They run arm bars. They run wrist half. They do tilts. They're very well coached. See a lot of familiar names in their lineup, though, too. You'll hear the Maher name. One of the Mahers is their dad on the sideline, too.
Yep. You'll see the Jerkovich name coming up here in just a little bit. We watched them wrestle a second ago on the other mat, right? But one thing Forest Lake is very good at is they're very technical.
They are very technical.
They like to wrestle in the right position.
Yeah, and Coach Doms, too, talked about this. He said that this is a matchup they think they feel pretty good about, as Bainbridge has a cradle locked up. See if he can keep him on the mat here and bring him back.
And this is going to be dangerous here if we could just bring him over to his shoulder.
Doesn't quite have the grip, though. You can see Caden Clark fighting those hands hard. It's 16-3 in favor of Bainbridge. If he can get him over here, he's got a chance to get a pin.
He's right on the edge of the
Caden
mat,
Clark
too.
pretty stingy, though. Got a cradle, but they run out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's too bad. All right, they go out of bounds, 30 seconds left.
Just moved his hips, continue to move his hips closer and closer to that line, right?
Yeah, Bainbridge needs, let's see, 3 more points for the tech fall, 2 more points for a tech fall. So 1 turn will do it, but they don't want a tech fall. They want a pin. I believe it is Will Bainbridge's choice in the 3rd period. Caden Clark, I think, chose top. He's got a cradle maybe locked up close to it again.
But if you're Bainbridge, I think I don't want to turn him right now, right? If it is our choice, we're going to go back on top in that 3rd period. You don't want to turn him here in the last few seconds and not get that pin.
No. So a little bit about our Raiders team here. They've had a really good season so far. They've lost 2 dual meets only. They lost to Wayzata and they lost to St. Croix Central. The St. Croix Central, they were missing 2 starters against Wayzata, much the same. So again, they haven't had a full lineup really intact all year long. What I would say an ideal lineup. I would say the closest thing they had was at Bloomington Kennedy, where they had everybody there, and they beat Zumbrota Mazeppa there, and they beat Centennial pretty handily, actually. So that was probably their one weekend of the year where they had everyone intact. He's going to bail out, give up the takedown. You can tell that was a tactical move there by Caden Clark.
Yep.
Give up the tech fall, not the pin. That's, again, smart wrestling. I know it sounds stupid, but you save a team point.
Yeah, save a team point here, save a team point there. We'll see what happens. Now I want to watch Donovan here.
All right, so they're going to send out Donovan Ward, it looks like. Let's double check. All right, it's going to be Reed Mold taking the mat for Forest Lake. There he is, Reed Mold, taking the mat against Donovan Ward. Donovan Ward, a senior. Super gritty, tough kid. He's really tough on top. He's 18-9 in the year. Reed Mold, a kid that's been wrestling a lot of JV for him. He won the actual Rumble on the Red at the JV level, and he's also a JV conference champ.
Yep, they brought him up even as a 7th grader here a couple of years ago to fill out their state roster at 107 pounds. Donovan, nice shot there.
Good finish there by Donovan as he gets the quick 3. He's going to cut him, go back to his feet. Yeah, Reed Mold, very seasoned wrestler, even though he's an 8th grader. He's a kid, 9th grader. He's been around for a long, long time. We've seen him at the middle school level a lot. Donovan Ward, also a kid that's been in the practice room a lot. He's been here since, I believe, 8th grade. Reed Mold in on a shot.
Now watch him attack. He's attacking that head, keeping it under as much as he can, right? And then you want to see that left hand go to the ankle. Oh.
Donovan Ward, okay scrambling, though. He likes to be in this position. He's working a crossface position. He's going to get another takedown. Ward tough on top. Let's see if he can turn him here. Mold doesn't have a ton of success at the varsity level. Most of his success has been at the JV. Coach Dom said the biggest thing he has to get over is his mental hurdle at the varsity level. He's got to feel more comfortable in himself. You know, 133, 139 is kind of a man's weight. You're going to wrestle a lot of juniors and seniors. Ward's got a cradle locked up. Close to a turn. Breaks the grip, though. He's going to go back to it. He's got about blood time here.
Now, if you're Donovan Ward, again, you're Hastings, you're going after that pin, right? He's going to be tough on top. I want to see him attacking wrists. One thing that Donovan is very, very good at is grinding on top. He can just impose his will on his opponents, and it's fun to watch him do that. He controls the top half of the wrestler along his back. And when he's grinding, man, I love to watch it.
Yeah, Donovan Ward, also the brother of Beckett Edstrom. So wrestle in a similar style. They love to cradle on top. Boy, what a great turnout of fans, as you can see them in the audience here. There's a lot of Hastings fans here watching the Raiders duel out the Rangers tonight. The Raiders did defeat Menominee in the first duel meet. They really put a licking on them. The boys from Wisconsin came over and took 2 thumpings from the Raiders and the Rangers tonight.
Yeah, it's a different beast here on this side of the river.
Well, I would say there's some good Wisconsin teams and some good Wisconsin wrestlers. I know Menominee was missing quite a few kids tonight. and they wrestled two teams that pretty big buzzsaws in the state of Minnesota.
Yeah.
All right, so just under 30 seconds. Donovan Ward riding tough. If they can get bonus points in this match, possibly a pin, that would really help the cause.
And there you go. Now we're looking for a mat return. You got 10 seconds left.
It's going to let him go. It's unfortunate.
Yep. I don't know if he was afraid of getting a stall call there, and it was just better to give up a point versus
Good shot
a
by
stall call.
Donovan. See if he can finish. Runs out of time. All right.
I like that shot, though. Man, that looked good.
It is good action. Raiders' choice here going in the second period. They're going to go down. Talked about Reed Mold, very seasoned wrestler. We've seen him wrestle the Cook boys quite a bit at the middle school level. The Cook boys on the other mat right now. Talking about Gage and Grant, the 8th graders. You're going to hear their name a lot in the next couple of years.
Good switch there by Donovan.
Really good wrestling by Donovan Ward.
Gets up, hit that switch. Still has not scored, but we're still within 15
Got
seconds.
that ankle hook. There it is. Now he's going to go to work. See if he can block that front arm and go back to that crossface series. Here the Raiders are pushing, grind on him. You got to get this. Got to get these points. He's up 8-2. They need these bonus points in the worst way. Goes inside cradle. Drop your head.
Yep, got to get it in the wrists or in the ribs as much as you can, right?
Smart wrestling by Donovan. You're not getting close to a turn here. Let's just cut him. Go back on our feet. He's already got a couple takedowns, and he was close to a third one at the end of the first period on that shot. Molding on a shot though.
Deep end on that leg. You mentioned this. He's not afraid of this position, and I'm talking about Donovan Ward.
No.
He's probably looking for a stalemate here, but he's got to keep that leg. Reed trying to pull his head out.
They're going to call stalemate.
Yep.
There it is. No guy improving. They're going to go back to their feet.
And what I want Donovan to get back to that shot. He took a shot with 5 seconds left in the first period. I want another shot just like that because he was deep in on it. Almost looked like it was going to be a takedown at the last second, but didn't get it.
And these are matches too where you rely on your seniors to get those big points. I mean, you really do. In a dual meet like this, you need guys to step up, and you need them to bring the action.
Yeah, good block there, bringing your head down. Reed taking a shot, but couldn't get through the head of Donovan Ward.
35 seconds left now. Mold really holding position well here. Donovan slowed his pace a little bit.
He's got that underhook, controlling the position, controlling the center of the mat.
See if Donovan can get on a shot here. He's had some success getting on that shot. Try to jack him up here under that left underhook. See if he can do something with it.
Control that overtime, right?
All right, it is Forest Lake's choice going into the third period. I got a feeling if he's going down, they're probably going to cut him. Let's see. See what they decide to do.
They're not quite.
They're going down.
Yep, they're not quite sure there.
All right, let's see what Hastings decides to do. Are they going to try to ride him and get a turn here? Or are they going to try to cut him? Donovan's already got 2 takedowns. Had some success on his feet, but they're going to try to ride.
Yep. If you look at it right now, it would take 2 takedowns to get that major, and Mold just slowed him down on the feet just a second ago. Now you're sitting there, all right, let's grind. Let's get 1 turn at least.
Looking for that crossface here. He's just going to cut him. All right, 15 seconds in, Mold up to his feet. It's now 8-4. Donovan's got to push the pace here. We really need this match. We need bonus points in the worst way. He's going to need 2 takedowns, as you mentioned. He's got to pick up the pace.
But this is the scrappiness. Forest Lake, you don't want to let them hang around too long, right?
Heads down in the shot, though. This is not a great position to be in. See if Donovan can do something with this. Mold trying to clear position.
He's controlling that leg, working for a
Stalemate. So about 75 seconds left in the match. Donovan's got to pick up the pace here.
He looks like we're tired, but right now is the time to push the pace as much as you can.
Donovan Ward's had a very successful year.
There's a deep shot there by Reed Mold. He attacks that leg, but doesn't keep the lock. Donovan's.
See if he can re-attack here. And he gets a takedown. They're probably going to cut him again.
Yep.
You can see their coach is telling him, you got to cut him. It's now 8-7.
And
Donovan's up to his feet.
This is where you don't want to be, right? In a match where you just give another guy that little glimmer of hope, and that's exactly what we did, and Reed now has picked up the pace.
Now it's 9-7. The takedown for Mold would give him the victory here. 35 seconds left. He's going double unders.
Slow down. We're going to see if Donovan's going to try for a high C here.
Good
Tries
see if he
to
can
dump
finish.
it.
Dump to his back. Keep that arm.
If you can dump right arm around his back, he can finish here. 15 seconds. Now you're trying to stay down on that lock. You're in the not.
Porter
a great
Nelson's
position.
not a great position to be in. Short time, under 10 seconds. Donovan's got to hang tough.
He's got to keep that leg. Got to keep that leg trapped.
Oh my God.
And right there, that's
Reed Mold gets the takedown, and he gets the win for Forest Lake. A 10-9 victory.
and that's it. And that's a big flip. You let a kid stay around too much. He stays in good position. He pushes the pace as much as he can. Okay, and then they can flip the match.
Good wrestling by Reed Mold, though, to come back. He was down early. He fought back, clawed back, got that late takedown. That's a big, big win for Forest Lake. Again, we'll miss that last takedown, but good wrestling there by Reed Mold as we go up to 139 pounds. Trey Beisel's going to take the mat against Cap Jerkovich. Be ready for a lot of takedowns because the action's going to come fast and furious. Cap Jerkovich, only an 8th grader. He's a tough 8th grader, though. He is 17-13 on the year. He's wrestled Trey already once this year and has lost by Tech Fall.
And you're going to want all of these takedowns.
And if you're the Raiders, you need a pin here in the worst way. Trey in on a shot again. See if he can keep him on the mat. Drives across, gets another takedown as he runs him off the mat. Up 6-0, 6-1, excuse me.
Yep, and my guess is you're just going to go right back to the feet.
All right, he's going to cut him again, go back on his feet. We talked about Jerkovich. He is a very talented kid. He was 2-2 at the Christmas tournament, the toughest individual tournament in the state of Minnesota. As only an 8th grader, he's done some really big things. He's a Livingston Livingston champ, excuse me, our tournament that we host, which is one of the toughest middle school tournaments in the state. Good drive across. You're not going to headlock Trey Beisel. It's now 9-2 as we go back to our feet. Trey Beisel, the Minnesota Gopher recruit. He is 25-0 on the year. He won both the Bi-States and the Christmas tournament. He was the outstanding wrestler of both. He also is coming off of a big win against Aiden Oury from Menominee, who, by the way, is ranked #1. Trey beat him 13-3. Good wrestling by Cap Jerkovich,
Just
though.
a little good flurry.
Dumps
there.
him across, gets another takedown. Runs him out of bounds to get a fresh start. Jerkovich name pretty synonymous with Forest Lake Wrestling. His sister Remington got a big win today against Ellie Levine. I think Cap's going to be a kid, though, you're going to watch out for in the next couple of years. He's a very physical 8th grader.
He's got the right tools.
Drives across. Big finish, another takedown. It's now 15-4. Cuts him again. Trey gets another takedown here as it's now 18-5 as he run out of bounds.
I know it's another takedown. Beisel got into that position. He was ready for a shot, but you gotta enjoy the guts out of Cap, right?
Oh my
8th grader
gosh.
still taking on one of the top kids in the country, and you're not afraid to take a shot.
No, not only that, but going for a headlock, trying moves. What do you got to lose, right?
Yeah.
Love it.
But
Ooh,
Trey
takes him
just-
to his back. This is big. Come on, Trey. See if we can get this pin. Oh,
Just lost
get
that
that
arm.
takedown.
Yep.
Slipped out. Man, just like that. It gets the Tech Fall, which is big 5-team points for the Raiders. But watch out for that Cap Jerkovich name. He is going to be a stud. You heard it here first. All right, we're going up to 145 pounds. This is where the Raiders are going to face some of the biggest threats in their lineup. He's going to take on, David Bauer is going to take on Cody Kahotek. Cody Kahotek, currently ranked 8th in the state. He is a longtime wrestler, a kid that's been around the mat for a long time. David Bauer, a wrestler who also has been around the mat for a long time. Cody, very, very physical wrestler. We saw in his first match today, really put on a clinic of mat returns and physical takedowns on his feet.
Yeah, and David, like we talked about, Caden Clark down at 121 pounds will do whatever you can to get to a weight and do whatever you can for your team. That's David Bauer.
Good blast double by Kahotek as he gets the first takedown.
He'll sit there and challenge anybody in the state if that's what his team asks for him.
And I will say this about David Bauer. His record may not show it, but he actually has wrestled some of the toughest kids in the state and has actually battled them. Case in point, wrestling that St. Croix Central kid who was ranked in state, took him to a decision. That's the kind of stuff that David Bauer gives you. He's a very savvy wrestler. He's a very stingy wrestler. He's tough to score on, and he's a smart kid.
Yes, very in a smart wrestler. One thing you'll watch, he'll do. While we're watching this match throughout the whole thing, you'll see him start working that sideline, right? That outside of the circle. He understands his mat awareness.
Cahotek also plans on wrestling at RCTC next year down in Rochester. He also won 3 matches at the preseason national tournament, which is a super tough tournament. He's got a tilt on David Bauer. He's got some near fall points. Got for sure a 3 near fall. He's up 6-0 with about 45 seconds left in this first period. You're going to call a full Nelson. That'll be 1 point for David Bauer. Cahotek very physical, as you can see.
Yeah, and again, don't let him tie up your wrists, right? Keep moving on bottom as much as you possibly can, but don't let him tie up your wrists, tie up your elbows, because that's when you get turned.
And yeah, we talked about Forrest Lake, so tough on top.
There it is again. This is that's what I love. David moving. If you keep moving, we're not going to get turned.
Cahotek was 3rd in the sections last year, just missed going to the state tournament. They're going to call warning stalling, not really trying to work for a mat return. Bauer coming back to the mat after a few years away. He's a kid that's wrestled a lot in his youth, took a break from the sport, really focused on golf. He was a state qualifier in the state tournament last year. Back on the wrestling mat this year and has found some success. And they've needed him this year. He's filled a big void for them.
Right.
It's Cahotek deep on a shot, drives across, nothing yet. Good wrestling by David Bauer to not give that takedown up.
Just kind of drop straight down to get that ankle. And one thing that he did, watch this, just this little flurry at the very end, that hip over, that saved a takedown. If he did not do that, that's 3.
Absolutely, and that keeps the score to a decision as well. 6-2 after 1. Cahotek's going down. Turns away. He's got the 1-point escape. He's in a transition, and they're going to call it 1-3, so they're going to give him the escape and takedown instead of the reversal. Kind of surprised there. It felt like there wasn't any loss of contact, but either way, that's essentially a 4-point move for Cahotek. Good chain wrestling by the Forest Lake Ranger. A lot of respect for this Ranger program. Each and every year they find success because they have a great feeder system, not only at the middle school but at the youth level.
Yes, and one thing, it's kind of funny. We just wrestled the middle school program 2 weeks ago. The youth at the Brawl, we just wrestled the Forest Lake team last weekend. Now we're wrestling the varsity. We've seen a lot of Forest Lake throughout the entire program.
And as you mentioned, longtime rivals of the Rangers. We've seen them not only in our conference a long time ago, but we saw them at state a couple years ago too. We've had some epic battles against Forest Lake.
They're always barn burners.
And they're similar cities or similar programs, blue-collar, hard-working towns. They're programs that develop kids from within. Ben Damas taking over that tradition of the Ranger wrestling.
Yeah, and the kids that you see in middle school are the exact kids that you see on the varsity mat, and that's what you love.
Cahotek up to his feet here. It's now 10-3 as Bauer gets the escape. Cahotek just so physical. They're going to call stalling green as he backs out. Okay.
I thought we were circling in there.
I thought so too, but you know what? I don't mind a stall call to kind of tell him, hey, we need some action here. We're under 1 minute here in the second period. Cahotek up 10-3. Shot attempt there by David Bauer. This is where you got to push the pace, though. Cahotek in on a shot. Way to circle up, though.
Just got to watch that left ankle. He's come down a couple times on it. We just got to keep our hands low to the mat and keep our head ready for a sprawl as well.
Cahotek in an advantageous position here, kind of in a whip-over position.
Control. If you're David Bauer, you got to control the elbow.
Tries to go inside trip. Doesn't have it, though.
Watch it again. Outside trip here.
Grabs the leg, though. Tries to shuck out of it. Good wrestling by David Bauer. The whole position. Under 10 now. Boy, if David can keep this to a decision, tries to go super duck.
I always like those motions of the super duck. They look really cool.
It looks even cooler when you actually hit it. But, nonetheless, I love Cahotek going for it, man.
Yep.
All right, going to the third period. It is Green's choice. Bauer's going to go underneath him. Cahotek has turned him once.
But the only time he turned him because our wrist just got kind of locked up and brought us over. When David's moving, hasn't been turned yet.
Cahotek on top. We've seen him grind on David a couple times. We also had him cut him once. If Bauer can get up to his feet, get that escape, that would really help. Remember, we talked about the importance of bonus points. If Kohoutek can get one more point, he'd have that major locked up, and that's an additional team point for the Rangers.
And if you're David right now, I know we want to get away, but at the same time, if we just stay on bottom and don't get turned, that's a win.
Well, and I would say that the Rangers are feeling mighty good about where they're at right now. I don't think they expected to win the match at 133, and I don't think they expected to get not pinned, I should say, in some of those, or to save team points in those earlier matches. And so for them to do that, that's advantage Rangers. All right, 10-4 here. Kohoutek's up. But 90 seconds left to go. If David can just hold position, not give up a takedown, that would really help. He doesn't have to do anything but circle. There has been a stall warning on him, so he's got to be careful. There's a takedown. Up 13-4 now. David's got to go.
You're looking for a reversal here at this point, right? If we can get a reversal, then maybe keep it to a decision. But he's got that arm bar.
Doesn't have that locked up super tight, though.
Kind of a ball and chain.
Kind of a loose grip.
Yeah, ball and chain arm bar.
45 seconds left now. Bauer battling.
Continuing to come up. It just takes one, right?
Trying to adjust his headgear, drop down a little bit. Now, if David can push the pace and get a takedown here, boy, that would change everything.
30 seconds.
Stay off our knees here. Don't give up anything big. You can afford to give up a takedown, but nothing more. David's got to go. Shot attempt, but his kind of head was down.
And you don't want to go that far away.
See if he can dump here. He's close to a takedown. Oh, gives it up at the buzzer here. Kohoutek going to get that takedown. Can't give up any more here. He's going to give up more near fall as well, but good wrestling by David Bauer. You're okay with that?
Yes.
He was that close to breaking that major.
Yes, just got the leg caught up underneath it, and he was that close to getting that very last takedown. I like him picking up the pace and doing what he could.
So Bauer battling, but Kohoutek gets the major decision. That's 4 more team points for the Rangers as we move up to 152 pounds. And let's give a shout out to the Spool House, our sponsor for HCTV. From prom to weddings, let us suit your formal wear needs. Contact them at thespoolhouse.com. That's going to take us to 152 pounds, where Presley McCray is going to take the mat for the Raiders. And for the Raiders, I believe this is Aiden Wasilk. Aiden Wasilk ranked 6th in the state. He's planning on wrestling at St. John's University next year. Presley McCray has had an up-and-down season. He's had some very big wins. He's beaten 2 state-ranked wrestlers and pinned them both, actually. We'll see what Presley McCray can bring here. When he is on, he's tough.
Yeah, and one thing, if he can get that very first takedown, that would be huge because his preferred position is on top.
And Presley is a good scrambler. He holds position pretty well. The biggest thing is for him wrestling a complete 6-minute match. There's times where he gets out of position and gets caught on his back, and you cannot afford to do that against Wasilk. Wasilk's a super tough kid.
I like that little elbow pass. You just got to continue with that elbow pass, maybe come to a high C there. We're in that position.
Wasilk, a returning state qualifier. He was a section runner-up last year. Presley McCray has pins over Ferrario from St. Francis and Dylan Peters from Elk River last week. He's had an up-and-down season full of injuries. Been battling a shoulder injury, as Wasilk is in on a shot. Presley trying to scramble here. Wasilk going to try to roll through. Presley in an okay position here, though.
Got to be careful.
So he runs out of bounds.
I see. You mentioned that they're
going to call stalling green here.
I'm not sure on that one.
They were in a scramble position. I don't agree with that. He's been pretty consistent, though. When guy gets run out of bounds, he's calling the stall call.
But as far as that position, they were both tied up. And I guess I wasn't sure. I didn't see what he saw because I thought they were both tied up. He almost kind of took a little half shot to
I didn't see that either. Wasilk in on a front headlock, very close to a takedown. Nothing yet. Way to spin out of it. Good scramble wrestling by Presley McCray. He's got to keep that pace, though, going for 6 minutes. He's already gotten called for stalling once. He's got to circle back on. Wasilk deep on a shot, keeping those leg attacks going.
Controlling both of these ankles. Be careful on your
short time. Don't give it up. No takedown. Good first period for Presley McCray. The Raiders cannot afford to give up any bonus points in this match. You'd be okay if they lose by decision. If you can win, that'd be a major upset for the Raiders.
Yeah, and one thing that I loved about that last position is Presley did not try to roll through. You can roll through that very first time, and maybe Waslick doesn't see it. That second time, he was in a tough position where if we try to roll through, it almost puts us right to our back.
Yeah. So Presley is in his preferred position here. Waslick giving him a nice wide base. He's going to cut him, go back to his feet. Up to a Russian tie now. Waslick just trying to slow him down.
If you're looking at Presley, good head position here, but you can't get pushed straight out.
Talked about Waslick. He's one of their team captains.
Yeah, and as you're looking forward.
Good shot there by Waslick. Drives across. He's close to a takedown. Presley's got to know where he's at here. Close to giving up a takedown. He's going to give it up. Waslick continues his leg attacks and ultimately scores here. He's up 4-0 now with about 75 seconds left in the second period.
Work your legs out as much as possible.
Waslick keeping his toes in, just trying to grind on him.
That little turn, right? That is a veteran wrestling move, especially for a senior. Just kind of, it grinds on the time, but it doesn't allow your opponent to get a fresh start.
Yes, that's a savvy move, keeping your toes in bounds.
Now you got 45 seconds, controlling hands, and just start coming up. There it is. I like that little step, but he just didn't have that hand control.
All right, Presley's got to get moving now. He's already got one for stalling. You can't give up any more points. He's down 4-0. Again, we talked about the importance of every team point. We're about halfway through. We're more than halfway through this match. You feel good about where he's at right now, but this is where conditioning comes into play. Presley struggled a little bit with this weight cut. He's got to really see what kind of gas tank he's got.
And he continues, just work up to your knees as much as possible, right? There it is.
Waslick just continues to grind on his toes, putting a lot of pressure on Presley as they run out of time here in the second period. All right, third period, it is Presley's choice.
I'm not sure if I go back down. I think if I do anything, we got to go back on top. That's his best position, right?
Yeah.
So
they do go back up top.
But he's got to stop his first move.
And you know he's going to go wide base stand-up, right?
Yep.
He's going to go that quad pod. You know it's coming. Unfortunately, I don't know if Waslick probably has an idea of what Presley's going to do too. As he goes to that crossface, he's not going to get that. A good mat return would go wonders here. He goes up to his feet. It's now 5-0. Can't give up a takedown here. Takedown would give the major decision for Forest Lake.
As you're sitting there, you're trying to get that hand fight, but I would love an elbow. Use that elbow pass to a high C. Use that elbow pass.
Shot, but head straight down on the mat. Waslick in a front headlock position here. Puts it on the mat. He's going to try to spin behind. He's close to a takedown. He's going to get a takedown,
Looks
and
like
he's got it
cradle.
potentially locked up. He bails out. All right, now down 8-0. Presley has got to get going here. Cannot afford to give up a major decision here.
But now careful with this hand. Now it's going right
Come
behind.
up to his feet. Good wrestling there by Preston McRae.
Just
He's got a minute to wrestle here. Cannot give up anything more.
Yep, you're sitting here. Slow down as much as you possibly can, but
They're going to give a stall call, another point. That was the right call. Absolutely the right call. He backed up. Now Presley's got to change his style. He can't give up anything big, but a takedown would really help. He's got to circle back on again. Get a good stance here.
Yep. And Aiden is doing a really good job. He's controlling the center of the mat.
You can tell the senior knows how to battle. He's a grinder. We got some good battles in their practice room every single day.
Brings him right back to the center.
Rolls through, gets another takedown, now 12-1. Waslick putting on a takedown clinic in these last two periods. He's gotten deep on some shots. Now, if you're the Raiders, you've given up a major decision.
That's
not the worst thing in the world. I mean,
right.
On paper, I think Waslick was a pretty heavy favorite, but you kind of hope that he could close it to a decision the way that second period ended. All right, so it's going to end up with a major decision. It will be 21-15 after this match as we head up to 160 pounds. And this is a crucial match
Yes.
for the Raiders. They absolutely have to win this one. And unfortunately, Mark Svoboda is going to take the mat against a ranked wrestler as well. So we go up to 160 pounds. Mark Svoboda is going to take the mat. I believe he's going to take the mat against Dayton Dale. Dayton Dale currently ranked 8th in the state. We'll find out for sure. We'll get that confirmed. All right, it is Dayton Dale taking the mat. He's a returning state qualifier. He was 0-2 at the state tournament, much like Mark Svoboda, who's also a returning state qualifier. Svoboda looking to break the rankings. He has not cracked the rankings consistently. He was in and out of them. Dale is currently ranked 8th. I think Mark needs that signature win. This could be it.
And let's hope that this is it, right? I was talking to Mark's dad earlier in the night, and he did mention they do have some history. They have wrestled each other. We'll see if Mark can pull out a victory here.
Now, Mark has beaten some ranked kids, but they've been at lower weights. He beat Rugsgerger from Centennial. He teched him, actually. And then he also beat a ranked kid from, I believe it was, from Wisconsin. He beat him at the Bi-States. So Mark does have some big wins. He was actually 7th at the Bi-States. He was a Waconia Invite champ as well last week. So Mark's been wrestling well. He had a tough first-round match against a Menominee kid that was ranked 10th in the state, lost a last-second takedown. But Mark, gritty, savvy kid who's been around the room for a long, long time. Let's hope he can turn it around because, boy, do we need this match.
Yes, for sure. And he's comfortable in every position. There's some big fireworks that Mark can throw. I'm glad we're down to a smaller weight at 172 pounds. I don't think that's the weight that Mark wants to be at. But at 160 pounds, he can let her fly.
Yeah. And, again, as you kind of look down the line, the next weight could be a little bit of a toss-up, maybe advantage Forest Lake slightly. They're going to be favored at probably 189 and 215, and then we should be favored at heavyweight, but you never know how they're going to juggle lineups.
Yep.
This is one you got to have. 30 seconds left in the first period. Not a lot of action so far.
And you look at 172 pounds, who is Hastings going to throw out? Do they throw out Casey Nesterby, that senior captain, or is there some other juggling that they're going to do?
Yeah, Casey Nesterby, the senior, one of their captains, has kind of been in and out of the lineup with an injury. If he does take the mat, that would be really helpful for them because that is their best lineup.
I like this over-under tie that Mark has. Just didn't keep it.
Mark doesn't mind being in that over-under position. Both opponents on the same side of the bracket at the state tournament last year, but neither one wrestled each other. Both went 0-2, both losing to their first-round opponents and not getting to wrestle back later on. All right, so it is Forest Lake's choice. Dale's going to go down. Svoboda pretty solid in all three positions. I would say probably his best position is his feet.
Yeah, yep, and like I said, he attacks anywhere.
He's got some big mat returns. You'll see it if he gets up to his feet. He actually almost prefers that guy stand up.
He likes a solid claw ride, comes right underneath to that trap. We'll see if he drops down. Nope, just kind of lets it go just a little bit.
All right, so they're going to have to go on their feet, and Mark's going to have to get on his action. His slide-bys, his duck-unders, he's pretty good in both positions. That's where he likes to be. He likes to be in the tie-up. He's a grinder. He's a brawler.
Yeah, and one thing with that release, you wonder if the quick stall calls early on is something that Mark had in his mind where he just kind of lets him go instead of going for a big mat return. But giving up the one.
Nice slide-by position. There it is. We talked about it. He likes that position where he can throw him right by. He uses the opponent's pressure for that quick slide-by.
He does he likes that slide-by, but then you'll watch his right leg come out and sweep out your leg.
Yeah, Mark, a very physical kid as Dayton Dale's in on a shot. Heavy whizzer. Uh-oh, this is dangerous. Any guy's chance to score
Keep
here.
Your head up. Whoever has their head up wins typically.
Switch position. Nothing yet. Dayton Dale gets the takedown. Good scramble position, though. Dale ends up in an advantageous position with his head up and gets the takedown. Good wrestling by both wrestlers.
Yeah, and that's all it does, right? It just takes that head up typically is going to win those different battles. I thought Mark was able to suck him back under. It would have been really nice to throw him on his back, right?
All right, so Mark's got to get an escape here. He's got to get moving. The importance of every point, but going to this third period, it's his choice.
If you can get that one escape right away and just kind of set the tone that you're gonna go down in the third period as well, get another one,
See if he can get up to his base and get this escape. He's got 10 seconds to get it. Dayton Dale pretty content just riding those hips. He's going to run out of time, though, and it's going to take us to the third period. Mark's really going to have to go in this third period. It is his choice. Let's see what he decides to do. Let's see that scramble one more time. He gets on that single. He goes heavy chin whizzer, hops over the top.
No, just that looked like just
heads down for a split second.
Just a straight whizzer.
Doesn't commit to that switch. So Mark's going to go down this third period. He's got to get out right away. Gets up to a nice wide base. See if he can get up to his feet.
But attack hands, but there's so much pressure on that right side of your body. It's hard to get out from underneath it.
Good mat return there. Little change of hips there and just kind of lowers them.
Yeah, just coming across to that under wrist too. Controlling it. You see, we've been seeing a lot of that out of the Rangers where they're coming out trying to dig that wrist out from underneath them. You can't see it behind the ref, but in our position, he's trying to dig that wrist out, put it along his back, and maybe work to an armbar.
All right, so keep there about a minute and 20 seconds left in this third period. Mark's got to get going. We're going to call a little stalemate action here as we kind of return to the mat. That does help Mark a little bit, get a fresh start. Got about 75 seconds left in this match.
Good start. I like it.
Up to his feet. Runs him out of bounds.
Do it one more time, right? He got to his feet in less than 2 seconds and then stayed up there, right? We want to see that same thing because maybe you can also, if you don't get away, maybe you get a ding for stalling on the other side.
Yeah, and you make that wrestler think a little bit longer and harder about your mat return. First move not there on this one, though, as Dayton Dale locks up that ankle.
Continue to move on bottom as much as you can, right? We've mentioned it. You've got, against these top wrestlers, you've got to be able to put two moves together. Stand up, sit out. We were very close on that last little flurry, but our start wasn't there on this one.
So just under 45 seconds left. Dayton Dale controlling this match. Dayton Dale, a two-time state participant, plans to go into the trades after high school. Doesn't plan on wrestling after high school at all. Mark Svoboda probably going to look to wrestle in college. Looked at St. John's. Could end up wrestling with Aiden Wasilk as they could be college teammates eventually. Under 20 seconds left in this third period. Dayton Dale controlling that top position, though.
And again, getting that wrist out. Let's see if we have just a little bit of a flurry.
They go out of bounds. About 6 seconds left. Mark's going to need a big move here to make a reversal and a near fall.
And get some backs, yep.
He's going to try to roll through, but he's going to run out of time. Big win for Forest Lake right here as Dayton Dale picks up the decision for the Rangers. And just like that, it is 21-18. This dual meet just got super tight.
Yep.
Which takes us to 172 pounds, where Kaysen Esterby is going to wrestle. He's going to take on Tommy Kubis. Tommy Kubis, a senior, just like Kaysen Esterby. Esterby has been battling some injuries. He's back on the mat here. Kubis, a very, very physical senior as well. You got two guys who definitely need this win for their team. Tommy Kubis has been wrestling for 8 years. He's a long-time wrestler. He's 11-11 on the year, but I don't think that record really shows the success that he's had. Kaysen Esterby has only been on the mat for just a few matches. He's 6-5 on the season. He was 6th at Waconia, but had a loaded bracket.
Yeah, he finally came back here. I think it was a week and a half ago. I have yet to see him wrestle. And I kind of want to see how does he wrestle with that big brace, because one thing, he does have movement in that left knee, but I tell you what, that is a big brace to wrestle with.
Yeah, and Kaysen Esterby, also a talented football player. He was a linebacker on the football team. He's a kid that kind of came over for wrestling late, started as an 8th grader, just a really good athlete who's picked up on the sport. Kubis just content, just kind of pushing into him. You can see the similarities in all these Forest Lake wrestlers. They are all physical.
Yes.
They are all grinders, and that is a staple in Forest Lake Ranger wrestling, is all of them push the pace and are always moving straight forward.
Now, as much as we can, you got to control the ties because of their physicality. You got to somehow control the ties and then use that pressure, especially use it somehow to get your angle, take your different shots. That little small flurry, I'm okay with.
Yeah, in talking about this match a little bit more, the Raiders got to win this one. They're not going to be favored in the next 2 weight classes, most likely, and you can't lose the next 3. You're just not going to win this dual meet the way it's laying out right now. Because Forest Lake will be kind of heavily favored in at least one of the 2 matches.
Yeah, for sure. With Christensen still waiting in the wings there,
yes,
it's a tough one.
They're 215-pounder, although Adrian Fuchs did have a big win against a ranked wrestler from Menominee. But different beast in Christensen, he is a hammer.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get a pin at that weight, but I don't know if you're going to pull it off against a senior who's...
All right, after 1, it is Forest Lake's choice. Let's see what they decide to do. They go down. No real scoring attempts by either wrestler in the first period. Case and Esterby will go on top for the second period. Tommy Kubis quickly up to his feet.
Try to get that mat return, but be careful on the stall call. There it is.
There it is. You got to look to return. As he switches off to a single leg, lets it go. Now 1-point escape for Kubis.
Yeah, I got the point and the stall call. That's definitely advantageous, right? Especially when you could look at that third period, that stall call could come back to haunt you.
Well, and we've seen Forest Lake so tough on top. That's where we've struggled to get away today.
Yeah, if we could just get it going on the feet here. 1 takedown would be huge.
Yeah, it really would.
Kubis
on that ankle pick. He's close to a takedown. Good whizzer by Esterby, but that's slipping out very slowly. He's got to know where he's at here. Turn and face.
And keep that other leg away as much as you can. Keep that
Nothing
left
yet.
leg. Good balance here.
Nothing yet. He gives it a takedown. Trying to work a switch position, but Kubis gets the takedown. Up 4-0 now in the second period, just under a minute.
Andy's got the arm bar, walking it around.
Slips that arm bar, though. See if Kaysen can fight that arm through.
Try to get that shoulder down as much as you can.
He's going to send that across the back, though. This is very painful.
This is not easy. If he can sneak that through, we call that a thread the needle.
He's got to keep his armpit down. He's going to come up to a whip-over position now. Good wrestling by Kaysen Esterby to know that was coming. Down 4-0, though. He's got to get going. If he can turn away and get an escape, that'd be huge. They go out of bounds. Fresh start, 22 seconds. Esterby's got to get it going. You can see Kubis getting instructions from his coaching staff. Hold him down. You can't give this up.
Yeah, getting one escape here, again, changes a lot for your third period because it's going to be Kaysen's choice in the third period. If he can get away, you might go back down again.
Oh, he's got a half Nelson here, though. This is dangerous. He's going to get near fall. He's close to it. Nothing yet. He's got to keep that shoulder away from that mat.
Do not
4
get
seconds.
That turn. Careful on that shoulder, though. Careful on that shoulder.
Careful. There he calls it potentially dangerous. You can see he got awfully close to breaking that plane. He broke the 90-degree angle, and they're going to call that potentially dangerous.
And it was working forward.
Good fight by Kaysen Esterby, though.
Third period. I'm not going back down. You got to go on the feet, right?
You have to.
Or
top.
Okay.
However, I will say, without seeing Kaysen Esterby wrestle a ton this year, didn't have a lot of success in that first period. It is Kaysen's choice. They're going to go neutral. You can tell he feels most comfortable there. He's got to get it going. He's going to need 2 takedowns to win this match. He's got to start early. That's a good start with that head fake.
I like that movement. Go side to side, not straight forward.
Kubis just blocking, putting those arms extended. Pretty hard to get to those legs when those arms are out.
But I like that chop on that wrist, right? It gets him falling forward. Almost tried a little arm drag there. You got to create angles. Right now, that's our goal.
Goes double unders. I like the activity they call stalling on Forest Lake. I love that call, though. Go double unders, run him off the mat. That just puts pressure on him. Push the pace now. You got 90 seconds left. He's been warned for stalling. Another stall call, you get a bonus point. Kaysen's got to go forward.
You got to be pushing into him.
Shot attempt, but goes right into that whip over, gives it the takedown. Yeah, 7-0 in favor of Kubis. Now he's really got to get going.
That arm was just high, right? We were out. We were shooting from space. I wanted to get Kubis moving a little bit more before we take that shot.
Yeah, good shot attempt, but you're just too far away. You got to get closer. You got to set that up. When you shoot into his arms, bad things happen. All right, now Esterby's really got to go. He's got to save team points here. Can't reach back.
Yeah. Can't get turned here. Just got to be careful. Be smart.
45 seconds left as they run out of bounds. I'm going to guess they're probably going to ask him to cut him. They're going to hold him down. They want the turn, okay? So they're looking for a turn, not necessarily cut and takedown, although Kubis has had some success here.
He's been close a couple of times, both with the bar, with the half. They think they can turn Casey, but I like the start. That's what we needed.
Up to his feet, gets the one. Doesn't need anything big here. You're down by a decision. You don't have to force anything. At this point, you're just saving team points.
Yeah, yep. You got to change your mindset at this point. Work the head position, work your ties. I'd love to get into a Russian tie, a 2-on-1, something where that's nice and safe, right? But keep that head position in the right spot.
Yeah, at this point, like you said, you change your tactics. You don't force anything. You just stay in good position. You don't give up anything more. Kubis trying to look for that takedown, try to get that major decision.
Doesn't look like anybody's pushing too much. With 3 seconds left.
So that's going to take the match for Kubis with a 7-1 victory. The dual meet is now tied. And we go up to 189 pounds. You can see Kubis flexing. He's pretty excited about this win, understandably so. You can see the flurry of action right here again. Goes shot, whip over, gets the takedown. And then we go up to 189 pounds where the Raiders are going to send out Xavier Tim. He's got an uphill battle, though. He's going to be taking on Lincoln Maher, the 10th grader. Talented 10th grader at that.
Yep. He's been on the mat for a very long time.
Lincoln Maher, a very talented kid. We've heard that Maher name for a long, long time. His record doesn't indicate it, but he is a very, very solid kid. He has a losing record on the year at 9-10 coming into today, but very dangerous. He's a kid that placed at the section tournament as a freshman at 189 pounds. You don't hear that.
No. Nope, not, especially not in that tough section.
Now, Xavier Tim has been wrestling better. He got to win the first round. He struggled a little bit this year overall. But Xavier, a kid that has just gotten better and better and better.
And that comes from getting more mat time on the varsity mat, right? This is his first year on this kind of on this mat in this different position. He's kind of learning each and every time he's on it.
Lincoln Maher close to a takedown here. See if Tim can scramble. Good wrestling by Xavier Tim.
I like that battle there. And we've seen him wrestle before. He's perfectly fine in a 0-0 match going into the second period.
Yeah, he stays in good position. I think if this match could always stay on its feet, Xavier Tim would be happy because that seems to be his best position. Yep. Struggles a little bit more on the mat, getting away. Unfortunately, Lincoln Maher, very, very tough on top. If we can keep this on our feet, we got a chance, though. So, again, not that I want to look too far ahead, but on paper, Forest Lake will probably be favored at 215. The Raiders should be favored at heavyweight, depending on where they throw Christensen.
It all kind of hinges right on this match, right? Where they're going to put Christensen. Do they bump him away from Adrian or keep him there?
Well, and to be honest, Raiders are pretty tough at both weight classes. Neither guy is ranked in state, but
they're
very well could be. Both guys are right on the fringe.
Yep, they've been a good way to slam that door in a lot of duels.
So after one, it is Hastings' choice. 0-0 score. He's going to defer. Maher's probably going to go down. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he's going to go neutral again. Okay, interesting. Coach Luke Veit checking on him real quick. See Coach Tim Hannenberg following.
And I kind of like going back on the feet for us.
Yeah,
right?
that helps us.
A 0-0 match.
You can see the big cut underneath Xavier Tim's eyes. Xavier Tim, an offensive lineman on the football team, actually had to cut some weight down to make 189 this year. Talking to his one of his coaches, Josh Colvin, he said he's typically around 215 during the football season.
Is that right?
Yeah, so he's lost quite a bit of weight.
Yeah.
Just to make 189. A lot of football players on this roster for both squads. We're back in action now, going to the second period. We're back on our feet. Reminder for our wrestling fans, we're just a couple weeks away from the section tournament. We're actually going to be covering the team sections for the first time in HCTV history. We're going to cover that team component. Raiders look to repeat going back to state again. They'll probably be the top team in Section 3.
Yep, and that's going to be fun to watch. It
really will be.
I haven't been, I wasn't able to be at the section team or section tournament last year. It'll be fun to get back.
Yeah, in kind of interesting to see who will be the 2 seed. There'll be a battle between Egan and Park Cottage Grove and St. Thomas Academy.
Right
All 3 teams are right there. I did see that Park just beat Egan this week.
Okay.
So I think that does help their cause. I don't know the results of St. Thomas. I know they're not in the same conference like we are. We hammered St. Thomas pretty good when we wrestled them. All right, about a minute and a half left in the second period. It was Lincoln Maher's choice.
And right away,
On a front headlock again. See if Xavier can control that wrist and
he does.
Face.
Nicely done.
Good work.
Defense there. Understands the importance of that one hand, because once you control that one hand, you control the man, right?
So a minute left in the second period. Xavier Tim hanging tight here against Lincoln Maher.
But just got to watch out for these underhooks. One thing that I don't, if you're Xavier Tim, I don't want to be in an overhook position.
Under a minute now. Xavier Tim hanging tight. This match could very well come down to heavyweight. If that's the case, you feel good if you're the Raiders. Elijah Christopher, the preferred heavyweight for the Raiders. He's been a big closer for the Raiders as well. Maher's back in on that headlock.
Oh,
he likes to go big, so watch out here.
Got to be careful of that right arm. Goes down to that.
Good
angle.
wrestling by Xavier Tim. Smart wrestling. Just stays in good position.
But again, keep bringing that left arm in. There you go. I like this position.
All right, interesting what they're going to do in the third period here. It is Xavier Tim's choice. My guess is they're probably going to go down.
You know, you sit there and you look at these kind of the statistics. Going down, you got that's what you got to do.
You got to be able to get away, right? He's going down. No hesitation. Look at him. He's going down. I love the confidence there. I'm going down.
Yep.
I love it.
Thinks he can get away, and I do like that. Now you got to explode off the whistle. You've been into a couple of positions where he's gotten your head and you've been able to work out, but we got to explode up.
And if the Raiders can somehow find a way to win this match, somehow, that would be a big upset.
Yes.
It really would be.
It kind of puts you into the driver's seat in the final 2 matches.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Nicely done by Xavier Tim. Awesome wrestling. Now he's just got to stay in good position. Don't need to force anything. Lincoln Maher's going to have to push the pace. That's a good shot attempt on the edge of the mat, though. That's savvy wrestling.
You sit there. I don't want to get too excited. You just score 1 point. You got to be careful on getting overly zealous about another takedown.
You don't need to risk anything.
No,
here.
it's wrestle position right now.
No stall calls. Just stay in good position. Circle. Take your shot if it's there, but you don't force it.
You know, and something that isn't talked about a lot is how slippery somebody can be in the third period.
That's a good point, especially these big boys.
Yep. As you sit there and you work on these shots, you got to be careful. If Lincoln Maher goes down on the leg, he can easily slip right off there. Just that's something a big man's got to be able to do.
So we're just about a minute left in this third period. Xavier Tim hanging tough. He's up 1-0. This would be a big win for the Raiders if they can somehow pull this off.
Controlling ties, controlling the center. I like this. His butt's in the center right now, but he's got to stay away from that underhook. That's where Maher wants to be. He wants to be on that left side.
Keep that wrist. Keep that wrist. Don't get rid of that wrist. Xavier Tim hanging tight, under 45 seconds.
And you can give up a stall call. That's okay, but let's wait just a little bit to give it up.
Good shot there by Maher.
Good hips, good hip pressure by Xavier Tim.
Got to know where you are now.
Yep. Circle back in just a little bit.
Good wrestling by Xavier Tim again. Under 30 seconds.
Controlling that tie. He's blocking each and every time. We got 18 seconds left. I like his head position. Look at that. He's in that jaw, right?
Good shot there by... Oh, Xavier Tim's going to get the takedown.
He gets the takedown. That should seal it with 4 seconds left.
Big win for Xavier Tim as he pulls off the upset against Lincoln Maher. You can tell Xavier is pumped up, rightly so. He came through in the clutch when they needed him. You can see the bench is pumped. Awesome job, Xavier Tim, coming through when you needed him. Boy, that was a change of tides in the entire dual meet right there.
Well, and just the momentum. Now you got maybe some momentum there to get it rolling.
Let's see it one more time. Flurry of action. Maher tries to get on a shot.
But he drops in. Look at this. He's dropping it on a shot, and he's ready for it. Watch these hips.
Great wrestling by Xavier.
Hips.
Gets heavy dose of hips, drives into him.
Just couldn't
All right. That'll take us 215 pounds if we catch our breath. Adrian Fuchs going to take the mat against Cullen Christensen. Christensen, a senior, he is an absolute hammer. He's ranked 5th in the state. He has over 125 career wins. He's also going to be planning on playing football in college as he gets quick to a takedown and he gets the early lead on Fuchs.
Now, if you're Adrian Fuchs, you've got to be trained. You cannot get pinned.
No,
because you're up by 3. If you put it down to Elijah, I think we are. We'd be favored at that heavyweight match. You cannot get pinned to push it to criteria.
Christensen lets him up. Fuchs, very, very solid in his own right. He was 9th at the Bi-States. Won multiple matches at Fargo, but Christensen in on another shot. Early 6-1 lead, and he's got that leg split.
Good. Want to work that leg out forward.
Fuchs was a Waconia Invite champion last week. He's wrestled some top kids in the state. He's wrestled Borman from St. Thomas Academy and Harris from St. Michael Albertville. Lost both of them by decision, but this is a different beast than Cullen Christensen.
Yep, and he did just have that big win against Menominee, pinned, I believe. He was ranked number, was it 6, 5?
I believe
okay.
so.
5th kid ranked in Wisconsin. Now, it's a different beast going against a superb athlete here in Christensen.
Back in action, Christensen drives across again. He gets another takedown. And again, you talked about it. It's okay if you even give up a tech fall. It's okay, yes. But you cannot get pinned. You cannot get pinned. And again, I hate to even say that because Adrian's been wrestling so well this year. I will tell you this, though. Adrian's got a gas tank.
Yes, he does.
And it may not look that way right now. He's down 9-2. But he grinds on guys a lot in the third period. Christensen definitely opened up so far. He's got 3 takedowns. He was a section champ last year. Ooh, good wrestling there by Fuchs. See if he can get this reversal. He's got to stuff that head, though. Can't come around the head. He's got to stuff that head. Ooh, good mat return by Christensen as he drives across the body. And after one, it is 9-2 in favor of Cullen Christensen.
You sit here and you look at Adrian wrestle. He doesn't wrestle like a freshman. Right?
Sophomore.
Or sophomore. Doesn't wrestle like it.
No.
But he wrestles really, really well.
Yeah, he really is. He's been wrestling really well this year. As we mentioned, he placed at the Bi-States, taking 9th, had some wins at the Christmas tournament. Christensen was the runner-up at the Christmas tournament, the toughest individual tournament in the state of Minnesota. Hey, good wrestling there by Adrian Fuchs to fight off that shot. I know Christensen's going to play football in college, but, man, he would be a heck of a 190-pounder. Oh, good shot there by Christensen again. He drives across that blast double. I don't know what position Christensen plays, but if he's a linebacker,
oh,
boy,
man.
Can you imagine that freight train coming at you?
Are you sending him on a blitz every single down? Holy cow.
Now, I will tell you that Forest Lake actually has the one of the state defensive player in the year on their football roster, and Howie Johnson, who used to wrestle. And Ben Damas was telling me that he used to wrestle but didn't make it through all the way through. He focused on football, signed with the Gophers.
Okay. Good
nice
shot
there by Fuchs. See if he can finish this.
Just controlling. Look at, he continues to bring his legs to the party, right? His hips to the party.
Good shot by Christensen. Another blast double. He's going to cut across.
He's got a
Cuts
belly
that
here.
angle. Belly out, belly out, belly out. Don't give this up. Now 15-3. You cannot give up pin. Get that leg out of there. You're okay if you give up this near fall. You just cannot get pinned.
So this would be the near fall that would end the match if you just don't get pinned, right? And that should be the match right there.
That should be it. He's got the 4-point near fall. That should be it. The grip's been broken. That should be it. You can see Coach Hannibal calling for it. That should be it. There's the tech fall. 5 team points for the Rangers as they take the lead. They're up 26-24 going into heavyweight. But here we go. Stop me if you've seen this before. Elijah Christopher's taking the mat, trying to close this dual meet out.
It seems like it's happened every single time we call, right?
Yes.
I can't sit down right now. I'm standing up. I got to watch each and every move.
All right, so we're going down to heavyweight. Elijah Christopher is going to take the mat, the returning state qualifier. He's going to take on Ian Asplund, the senior. Asplund, all of 275 pounds, as Christopher gets quickly in on a takedown. Good snap down and takedown to start off this match.
Yep, keep this intensity. You're giving up quite a bit of weight here, but Elijah's used to it.
But
right?
I will tell you, Coach Hanneberg said Christopher does better against bigger heavyweights than smaller, agile guys. And I think that's honestly the truth.
Yeah, 100%, because his feet are very, very quick. He is a phenomenal athlete.
3-1 so far as we go back up to our feet. He is a phenomenal athlete. He's a stud football player, lineman.
And his feet are very, very, very quick. And he's not afraid to take a shot.
Asplund himself, though, is a football player. He's also a very talented wrestler. He's come a long way from his middle school years. He's gotten a lot more athletic. He's turned a corner. In fact, he's wrestling next year at William Penn University.
Is that right?
It is right. He scored, and he won 27 matches last year on the varsity level.
He's got to be careful. Watch the
run out of bounds.
there.
There's a stall call. Looks like he took one to the noggin there.
Yep. Just kind of took a forehead to it.
All right, so we go back on our feet with about a minute left. You can see the size difference. There's about a 50-pound difference between the two of them. Good shot there by Christopher. See if he can finish this. He drives across. Needs a mat return, though. Picks up the ankle. Tries to finish.
Tries to bring it all the way back out. Gets to the heel. Nicely
See if he can elevate
done.
this. Good flexibility by Asplund, though. He's going to come all the way, treetop this. Boom, mat return, gets the takedown. Good finish by Elijah Christopher.
But that sweep single, right? That was an absolute beautiful sweep single. Get out from underneath his waist. But you could see had his leg on the right side, swings it over to the left, goes treetop. That was a beautiful takedown.
Now up 6-1 with about 22 seconds left in this first period. Asplund up to his feet as they go out of bounds. Fresh start, 6-2 in favor of Christopher. A little bit about Elijah Christopher. He was 5th at the Bi-States. He was a Waconia Invite champ. He's got a tough Section 3 to navigate, though. There are 2 other state-ranked opponents in Section 3, so he's going to have his hands full trying to get out of our section.
This is a position where you already give up one stall call. You got to be careful.
All right, after one, it is 6-2 in favor of Christopher. It's his choice. Let's see that finish one more time. He tree tops this, elevates. Look at that trip. That's a lot of weight hitting that mat. Elijah defers. Ian's going to go on top.
And you can see the coaches for Forest Lake, you just telling him as much as you can, push the pace, push the pace, push the pace.
And Asplund is tough on top. If he gets that body weight on you, he can grind. This is where Elijah's got to get out quick. Got to get out quick.
He's coming to that quad pod. Elijah is very strong here.
Tries to roll through. Up to his feet. Tries to turn and face. Good wrestling, head in the hole. Ankle
Nicely
pick.
done.
Beautiful wrestling. Gets a reversal. Now up 8-2. Gets a quick glance at the clock, and he keeps grinding on top.
I want to see him. I don't want to look at the clock. I want to sit there and
keep
grind.
Your foot in bounds, too.
Yep.
This is where you got to waste a little time. Just keep grinding on top. Keep that clock ticking, Elijah. Don't go out of bounds here. Keep grinding. Keep that foot in bounds.
Continue.
As they go out of bounds to get a fresh start.
Yep. So a minute 20. But watch this. Just a small little jab step right here to drop down and then ankle. Boom. Love it.
I think you taught him that back in middle school, right?
I wish I would have. I didn't, but I wish I would have.
8-2 in favor of Christopher as we get a fresh start here.
Keep that leg clipped. Come to that. I like this little position, head lever. Continue to grind on it. Go back to it.
Yeah, I think you should stick with that head lever as well as you go back up to our feet. Now 8-3. Asplund wants to go double unders. He wants to go big move.
Just got to be careful.
Not a good position to be in here if you're Elijah. Goes out of bounds. He's going to get the takedown. It's now 8-6 as they go out of bounds. Asplund continues to wrestle. Elijah's got to keep his cool. Got to keep his cool here.
Now explode up, right? You got a minute left. 8-6 match.
It is Elijah's choice going into the third period. It's got to get up.
Just continue to work up.
Good wide base up to his feet. Now he's up and trying to turn away. Ian trying to mat return here. Fernan faces. Gets an escape and they run out of bounds. It's now 9-6.
So now, right now, if I'm looking at it, it's going to be our choice in the third period. One thing I want to do is I want to go down because he's just going to keep pushing. You can see his coaches are urging, just push, right? They're trying to get not only that.
Nice finish there. Well done. Little slide by finish with a double. He's now up 12-6. That's a big takedown in this match. Keep him on the mat.
Yes.
Keep him on the mat.
Do not let him up. You have 15 now. Continue to grind. Stay behind these arms. I don't like getting so high up there. I want to stay behind those arms, almost cup those armpits, right? Working for wrists. That's where I want to be.
All right, after 2, it is 12-6 in favor of Elijah Christopher. Let's see what they decide to do. They're going down again. Let's see this takedown one more time. Kind of slides it by, ducks it under.
Kind of felt it coming. You
Yeah.
can feel that pressure with that hip.
He stayed lower and attacked low and got that finish. All right, there's Coach Hanneberg. I think he's lost a little bit of hair in this dual meet today. I know Luke Veit's already lost all of his. It's a wrestling coach's trait, I'll tell you that.
Quick to his feet.
Good hips there by Elijah. Good mat return by Asplund, though, as he keeps him on the mat.
But I'm okay right here, spending just a little bit of time, 1 foot inbounds, right? It's a safe position.
So 90 seconds left. They go out of bounds. They'll get a fresh start.
And you'll watch him explode up right away. I liked keeping that foot out. That was 10 seconds that we didn't have to worry about. We could just kind of sit there and catch our breath a little bit.
At some point, I wonder if Forest Lake is going to cut and try to go big move on their feet. He hasn't had a lot of success on top yet, but our head's going down, which is not a good position to be in. He's got to get up to his base. It's a lot of weight on top. He's got to come up. He's got to get up to his base.
But if he continues to get to that wide stand up here, we don't want to hit our belly. That's one thing we do not want to do.
Working a crossface, but doesn't have much with it. This is where Elijah's really got to grind. He's got to stay tough. They're going to call it warning stalling.
Stalling right there, huh?
12-7 now. He's up to his base.
Continuing to come up.
He's almost out. He's going to cut him.
Now you got to control wrists. You cannot get
13-7 now.
Cannot get thrown. Circle back in as much as you can. He's trying to.
They're going to call stalling again. There's another point. 13-8 with 43 seconds left. He's got to circle. He's got to stay in good position.
The next stall call is 2 points. That's one thing. You got to circle in as much as you can. Circle.
Yeah, for our wrestling fans that don't know, if you get called for stalling that 4th time, it is 2 points, and that is not good. Definitely in this situation. He's got to circle back on here.
And he can go for I was about to say.
Gets the takedown. Just going to sit there.
Control hands.
Watch the roll here. Up 16-8. It's got a major locked up, but Asplund really showed a lot of heart and grit in this one. As Elijah Christopher seals the deal yet again for the Raiders, and they find a way to win this dual meet. And you can see Coach Hanneberg, keep your head here. Don't do anything stupid. You have a 1 point. You're up 2 points in this duel. You can't lose a team point. Good wrestling by Elijah Christopher, getting a multitude of takedowns as the Raiders seal this dual meet victory in dramatic fashion, winning 28-26. Mitch, final thoughts on this dual meet?
There's a couple of matches that you looked at and they didn't go Hastings' way. But then luckily, we flipped the matches, 189 pounds. Xavier Tim comes out and wrestles a fantastic positional battle match. I love to see that. You look at our position on the feet for the most part, especially down low. We were attacking on the feet. I'd like to continue to improve on bottom. Got to get away from bottom. Forest Lake though pushed it right to the edge. Tough team on top. 28-26. It's nice to leave the gym with a victory, but there is some room to grow.
Yeah, so a sweep of the Rangers tonight, but Xavier Tim, the hero of the night, pulling the upset victory to help the Raiders win this one. Hey, I'm Kyle Kreiser, as always, joined by Mitch Sheeman. We love doing this for you guys. We're going to be back next week calling the Rochester Century Duel. Let's give a shout out to Hunter Pinky, the man who does the producing, the directing, the graphics, the replay. He does it all, folks. And our camera operators and Max Slocum, Ian Andrusak, and Will Sellen. Thanks again, wrestling fans, for tuning in. We will see you next week as we do our final home meet of the year against Rochester Century.